I am not taking personal readings at this time. Please do not get scammed by people posing as me in the comments section. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel, Roseology. So today's video, or pick a card, is all about what spell is November performing over your life. The spell that is currently reaching out to you for this month of November and the Scorpio season, since we are into the thick of eclipse season that is happening. We still have a total lunar eclipse to get through on November 8th in the sign of Taurus, and this is concerning and this is using tropical timing or Western astrology. So yes, we are still not out of this energy, but this energy is very magical. It's very transformative, but it is also very intense. It is full of a lot of endings. It's full of a lot of disappointments as well. But there's a lot of clarity coming from all of these experiences, whether these are tough experiences, beautiful experiences, liberating experiences. And so I'm just looking into that energy because it is very intense energy. Whether you have a lot of Scorpio, Taurus energy in your chart or not, this energy is hitting a lot of the collective in the most sensitive areas. So yeah, this is something that we're still working our way through, and so that's what we're looking into today, the spell that's currently reaching out to you to help transform your life or to help you get through this intense transformational process. And being that we are currently under the Scorpio energy, there are so many messages concerning transformation, endings, beginnings, rebirth, magic. There was just, it kept coming up, pile after pile after pile after pile. So whatever it is that you guys may be going through that you need some encouragement to get through, or you just need to be able to know that there's another side to all of this, the spiritual realm really came through in this reading, just reminding us like why we're doing this, why we're going through this, and they tried to give as much clarity as they could. So hopefully you guys can find that in today's reading. If that's something that you are looking for right now, if a loved one of yours is going through a very intense time, this could be something that maybe you can kind of deliver back to them in a way, in a loving way, you know, just some sort of clarity or maybe encouragement or support. And so if you guys, I have totally got to say that for today's reading, like if you were drawn to more than one pile, that is totally understandable, because honestly, throughout all 5 of these piles, it felt like the messages were intertwining in some really weird ways. So it almost felt like some piles were a continuation. It was like a message that was jumping over from one pile to another one. So you guys may be drawn to more than one pile today for sure. So just allow whichever spells, whichever visuals, whichever piles kind of catch your eye, your third eye, your intuitive eye. Just listen to that and listen to your intuitive gut, and just listen to whatever messages come through. Only take what resonates, leave and bless everything else. So yeah, let's just get to your disclaimers and your meditation. So obviously this is a general reading, meaning that it will resonate with who it is meant to resonate with. Tarot does not control or dictate your life. If you hear something that you don't like and think that you are just doomed to that reality, then you are not using my readings correctly. I conduct these readings for confirmation and not answers. If you hear something for the first time, do not take that message without receiving confirmation from your higher self and your spiritual team. Realize that at the end of the day, your free will and what you do with it will determine your life's outcomes, not a pick a card reading on YouTube. So please be responsible, be accountable for your own actions, and use this as a guide to help decipher the messages that your spiritual team has been trying to send you all along. For those of you that would like to participate in this meditation, again, this is a general reading for the collective. So in order for this reading to resonate with you on a personal level, you have to be personally synced into the energy of this reading. To help you do that and help you select a pile with your third eye and not your physical ones, I'm going to be offering a 60-second meditation. Halfway into it, I'm going to be placing crystals for my clairvoyants that like to pick piles with objects on them. And after the clairvoyant pile selection, there will be a clairaudient selection where I play a different tone for each pile, and you can select a pile based off of which tone resonates with you the most. If you are drawn to another pile, that's because there is another message for you in that pile. So if you are ready, get into a relaxed position. Become aware of your entire body, starting with your feet and working that awareness up in sections from the feet to the head. Then take a deep breath in through your nose for around 5 seconds. Hold that breath for 3 seconds, and then exhale for 6 to 7 seconds. Then ask your guides, spirit, ancestors, universe, or all of them to connect you to your higher self so you can receive confirming messages about the spell that is currently reaching out to you for this month of November and under the Scorpionic season and energy. So this is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4, and pile number 5. On pile 1 is hemomorphite. On pile 2 is gold mica. On pile 3 is angel aura quartz. On pile 4, I believe is halite. On pile 5, I believe is amber calcite. Alright, pile 1, Welcome to your reading. So we're starting off with your tarot cards, and then I'm going to be pulling additional oracle cards on camera to see what spell November is doing over your life, or what spell you are connecting with right now, how your magic is working, especially with this eclipse season and Scorpio season. So let's just get started. So let's just take the tarot cards. I'm just going to flip them all over. So the very first card that we have for you is Death. Makes a lot of sense. Scorpio energy. Then we have the Emperor. And then we have the Hierophant. Okay, so we have all major arcana cards for you, pile one. So pile one, you're bringing some stability for sure to a deficient, dying, or dead situation. So one of the first things happening is life beginning to like sprout wherever something has ended. So for example, if like you lost a job in the past, then this is not only coming into a new career, but it's where you have this emperor authoritative role. So it could be like owning your own business, for instance. And I mean, this is an extremely strong snapback, right? So like, it's like you're bouncing back like crazy after losing something. So what you lost, you obviously could not replace. You could not substitute it. This is true loss with the Death card right here. And it's the idea that even if you returned, or even if things return to how they were, they will never be how they were. So you not only had to accept and adjust to that, but you also had to find meaning again with the Emperor right here after suffering this Death card experience. So for most of you, this is what's happening right now. This is the process that you are in right now. Many of you are still working through accepting this Death card energy or experience, but what you are transforming into is an Emperor. So this Death card was the catalyst for you to discover this Emperor within you. So for some of you, this is about facing this Death card and still not deviating from what you want, still not really switching up, still not allowing this to basically disturb or like destabilize you with the Emperor here. This Death card, again, it was the catalyst. It was the way. It was kind of like a trigger for you to really step into your Emperor energy. So this is the story of Wazir as well, aka Osiris, and his death at the hands of his brother Set. It established life everlasting, and so there was no ruler of the Duat until Wazir died, or he descended into the underworld, the underrealm. And so his death gave structure, order, and meaning to the afterlife. So you are meant to rule death. Okay, you're meant to rule death, pile one. In other words, whatever loss you have suffered, it has been declared that you will surmount this and come out on top. So many of you have also learned how to use the power of death as your own tool. For instance, you may have summoned the energy of death to break a karmic tie, or to sever a contract, or to break anything that you were dependent on or attached to that was not serving you. Like we see with the scales here in this Death card, where we have Anpu, or otherwise known as Anubis, and he is weighing the scales, or not weighing the scales, but he's weighing the heart against the feather of Ma'at, which is the feather of truth and morals and stuff like that. So this is you guys also calling in death and saying, take this from me. I don't want this or need this anymore. Or there was such a dense blockage in your life that you had to overcome, and death came to the rescue in that sense to liberate you. So this Death card is also you deciding what stays and what goes, very Judgment card like, and this has transformed you over many times and over many goodbyes and many decisions into the damn Emperor, right? And so someone that knows when it's time to break away or call for transformation. You're an alchemist for sure. And another way that I know this is because we have the Hierophant following your Emperor card right here. And the Hierophant is definitely, he's the Pope in tarot, but when you look a little bit deeper into him, the Hierophant being ruled by Taurus, because you have both. You've got Scorpio and Taurus here. So this means that the eclipse season, which kicked off October 25th as a partial solar eclipse in Scorpio, and this is all in tropical timing, but it kicked off October 25th in the sign of Scorpio. This is that Death card energy. And then it's basically your pile is talking about there's an entire process happening within that 2 weeks, a very intense process happening within this 2 weeks eclipse season. So we have here here the Death card, which is Scorpio, and then we have the Hierophant, which is ruled by Taurus, and then we have you in the middle here with the Emperor. And the Hierophant, again, it's ruled by Taurus, which is a fixed earth sign. So this is all about cementing things, right? So whatever sort of process you're going through here is being cemented with this Hierophant card. So the Hierophant is kind of like the physical 3D tangible version of the High Priestess. The High Priestess is essentially, she is the card of like morals, principles, your character, right? Your moral code. And that's why she represents the soul in so many ways. And the thing is with the High Priestess, if you look at the RWS version of that card, she's holding the scroll and it's blank. The part that's exposed is blank. And so this is the High Priestess's way of saying, right? Because this is what we talked about on Patreon with her episode. What the High Priestess is essentially saying is that we are the ones that decide our moral code. We are the ones that decide the principles that we stick by. Now the principles that we're kind of just born into, or the character that we're just born to have, we inherit from somewhere very deep, very internal, very spiritual, but we are the ones that end up deciding exactly how we adhere to that moral code, right? And so the High Priestess, in a lot of ways, she's trying to describe this, or not trying to describe, but she represents a spiritual experience, and the Hierophant represents us trying to take that spiritual experience that we had with the High Priestess and then converting it into something tangible or 3D, like communication or language or words. This is us trying to, so the Hierophant is essentially, it's kind of like the Bible, how in the Bible is what, like 40 authors or something that wrote the Bible or made up the Bible as we know it. Or made up the Bible as we know it, the King James Version. When you read it, this is just a lot of stories of people that are having these spiritual experiences. It's basically a story broken down of people's journey to God or their relationship to God. And then they tried to, or somebody attempted to put it on paper what that spiritual experience was like. That's the Hierophant card. So when it comes to you guys here, what I see you doing is actually cementing this process somehow. And so in other words, this is you being able to take your Emperor energy that you were stepping into and being able to utilize that in the 3D, in your tangible reality, being able to make up some sort of physical experience, especially with us having the Emperor and then the Hierophant, card 4 and then card 5. So you're definitely an alchemist for sure, pile 1. Mars energy is very significant in your life because there's the symbol of Mars is on this particular Hierophant card right here. As you guys can see, that's the Mars symbol. Mars may be in your first house or conjunct your sun, moon, or a major angle like the ACI, CMC, or DC, because death is ruled by Scorpio and Scorpio is ruled by Pluto as well as Mars. The Emperor is ruled by Aries and Aries is ruled by Mars. And Mars is the god of war, which means that he governs the reason that we charge into battle. And I've always described him as the reason that we do what we do. So very simply, he rules determination, purpose, drive, agenda, and motive. Mars is very spirited, meaning that he contains fire, masculine energy. So metaphorically, Mars knows when it is time to drain itself or something else of its solar fire life force energy when expressed through death and through the Death card. So when Mars energy expressed through the Emperor energy, right here, the Emperor, because you have both. So your Mars energy is lit. Okay, so, and when Mars is expressed through the Emperor energy, Mars knows how to take that life force solar power and use it to establish some sort of order or relevancy, what is important, useful, and valuable. So this is very wise energy, and you're balanced. Sorry, you guys, I had a phone call. But anyways, yes, this is very wise energy, and you are very balanced because Death card or Scorpio is feminine energy, and Emperor card or Aries is masculine energy. So it makes me think of Persephone and how she kind of ventured into the underworld to gain some knowledge that she would have never attained in the realm of the living. So something had to end for you to come into this Emperor energy, pile 1. And this is also the spell that's calling out to you, or this is the spell that November is performing in your life in the Scorpio season. Again, that's all in tropical time. But yeah, it'll have something to do with endings, taking the remnants of what was and using it to establish a whole new order in your life. You have earned the keys to this wisdom with the Hierophant right here. And whatever the spiritual experience was for you, it definitely manifested itself into the 3D realm through some sort of medium. So some of you guys as well too, you may even be witnessing this sort of change in relationships and stuff like that. Something about you being avoidant came through. Something with like maybe your attachment style, is that what it's called? Attachment style, something like that. I don't know why, but something like that came through. saw/heard the word avoidant, and it had something to do with like your relationships or maybe your attachment style. So maybe this is something that you guys are learning, or maybe this is something that some of my pile ones have realized, like, wow, like the things that I've gone through has made me into this, the things that I've gone through have manifested itself into these very real physical tangible experiences, where it's like even my attachment style, the way that I connect to people, even my ability to be intimate or to be very close to someone has been affected by this. So you guys are being freed of that, in other words, in the month of November and during the Scorpio season, or this is the magic that November is performing in your life, or the spell that may be reaching out to you guys. So you guys may be performing this type of magic, this type of ritual, this type of healing spell or something like that in the month of November. But let's start getting some oracle cards, you guys. Hold on. So let's see what we get for you, pile one. Okay, so we have here knowledge. Let me connect above and below, let the knowledge of ancestors flow. So even and then we have here justice in reverse underneath the deck. So even for you guys, when it comes to knowledge, there's definitely spiritual knowledge here. Like I said, with Persephone, it just reminds me of the story of Persephone, how she had to travel to the underworld, or kind of like Wazir, aka Osiris, how he had to travel into the underworld, and he ended up becoming the ruler of the Duat, or the lord of the Duat, the netter of it. And so for you guys, what I'm actually seeing here is balance, because again, we have the scales in this justice card, just like we have the scales here in your death card. And then the Hierophant talks about kind of some sort of balance or order with the two pillars here. So yeah, for sure, you guys are coming into a different order, and it has a lot to do with what the knowledge that you guys have gained. And so that's another thing that's coming through this November is justice. That's another spell that's being worked in you guys's energy and in you guys' lives in November. Let's see what magical changes you guys could be experiencing in November, especially after the eclipse season here, with both Taurus and Scorpio being present in your cards. Okay, so we have here is this two cards? We have here manifestation and even travel. So if you guys have been wanting to travel, you are actually manifesting some sort of trip. She almost looks pregnant in this card. So this could even be some form of like spiritual travel, astral travel, something like that. And then with the manifestation card right here, she's doing this in front of a full moon. So maybe you guys are going to be doing some sort of manifestation ritual during the full moon, the total lunar eclipse in Taurus. And I know I've heard plenty of people say before, never manifest during an eclipse. I don't listen to rules, me personally. I never have, especially when it comes to manifestation. Ain't nobody going to tell my soul when it's proper or appropriate to manifest. So you guys may be doing some sort of manifestation ritual. If you are, someone that's just like, I am not going to be manifesting on the eclipse, listen to that as well. But whatever is happening during November, you guys definitely have something manifesting into your 3D realm, like what I was talking about here with this Hierophant card. You guys are definitely taking something, something that is kind of ended. You're finding some order, you're creating this new foundation, and then you're really cementing something. Yeah, look at what was underneath the deck, willpower right here. This is that Emperor Mars energy that I was talking about with you guys. So for sure, you guys are actually, so much of your like willpower is activated right now, because you guys had to find some way to get through this death card experience. And so for you with this Emperor here, it was like you had to really keep yourself steady through this process. And for you guys, like I said, there's some sort of new foundation, some sort of new life order that you are bringing into your reality. Let's see what else we have here going on with you magic wise. So we have drawing down the moon again. Hold on, drawing down the moon again with the moon, and it says drawing down the moon, divine feminine source channel and stillness. Yeah, so like I was saying with the Hierophant, this is the card of like, he's a medium, so basically he allows spirit to move and work through him, where this is him basically trying to write down or trying to make physical his spiritual experiences. And this is kind of what I'm getting with this drawing down the moon. This is really you guys like drawing down some sort of divine source energy. So we have here divine feminine source channel and stillness. So a lot of you guys may be getting very close to your divine feminine energy. I mean, we have the Emperor here. And so the Emperor is obviously a very masculine character, but you guys may be getting in touch with your divine feminine energy. You may be getting in touch with source energy. You guys may be really focusing on channeling during November, or this could be something that's just kind of happening without you trying to, especially with the saying drawing down the moon. So this could just be you guys becoming a channel without you actually trying to be one. And then we also have her stillness. So this kind of reminds me of like the Four of Swords energy, where it's you're just really allowing this to move through you. And this is exactly the card of the Hierophant. Again, he's the Pope. And what does the Pope do? He's an intermediary between God and man. So yeah, this is you guys being a medium, being a channel for sure. And now you could be a channel for other people if you guys are like healers or something like that. Or this could just be you guys being really in touch with like your medium kind of abilities, because we have the card of manifestation here. And as you can see, she has one hand up, one hand down to direct energy. And how do you direct energy? Well, that's you being a medium, kind of like the Magician card, as above, so below. So this is you guys really channeling source energy. This is pure source energy that you guys are channeling, which would be life force energy. And then we have Witch's Wounds, Remedy, Magical Medicine, Sacred Heart, and Another Day. So actually with Another Day, it's interesting because another day, that sounds like to me like another chance, another opportunity, but we have the Death card here. And so that's really funny to me because these are almost contradicting each other with these energies. But what I feel like this is that, again, this is you guys as like willpower, where you're just like, listen, like I know I'm going through this ending, or I know I'm going through something where I can't keep something together. And so you guys are just taking whatever is ended, and you are guaranteeing yourself another day. You are guaranteeing, you guys are kind of pushing something. You guys are kind of pushing something through anyways. You're being very hard-headed right now when it comes to your life circumstances, is what I'm actually getting. But it's magical medicine. So whatever it is that you guys are doing, there's something about it that's very like medicinal. And I feel like it has to do with your life in general. Just when it, underneath the deck here, we have Salamander, Erebos, which is the belt that the Magician is also wearing in that card. Then we have your creative work, infinite wisdom, just like knowledge right here. And then alchemy. So you guys are alchemizing something. You're taking something from its death, from its death aspect, and you're forming it into life. So like I said, this is you guys taking that new foundation and really forming something here. Really forming something here into another chance or another day. Yeah, that's what that another day feels like. It's like another chance. So it's like for you guys, you're just like sort of saying like, I'm not going to give up. That's what that another day sounds like to me. And then Witch's Wounds. Some of you guys are definitely healers with Witch's Wounds right here. So you guys may even be encouraging other people not to give up. That could be another thing. So you guys could be the medium that source energy is channeling through in order for you to encourage other people, or be some sort of like medicine for other people, a remedy for other people, a reason for other people to get up and keep going. So a lot of my pile ones, you may have people around you, close loved ones around you, that are going through a very difficult time, and you are one of their reasons that they kind of wake up and keep going. You're one of their reasons that they haven't given up yet. So that could be another thing that you guys are being used for right now. So my pile ones, just very simply, you guys are being used by the universe in a way to keep somebody else in your life that feels very, very close to you. Keep somebody else in your life motivated and encouraged in a sense. So the ritual that we have coming out for you is action. This is all Mars energy. It says purpose, to shake stagnation. This is that Death card energy. To electrify your intentions. This is the Emperor energy. To outwardly manifest what is brewing within. This is that Hierophant energy. Engage this card. It says history and lore. The common bond between rituals spanning time and various ancient cultures is purpose. A goal, a hope, a connection, a desired outcome. Whether these practices involve the worship of specific deities, spirits, or gods or goddesses, the magic and power of these carefully constructed rituals resided in the intention with which they were performed, and the power of belief residing within the individual performing them. So in modern times, some refer to rituals as habits or certain activities or routines carried out on a daily basis to ensure healthy, balanced lucrative lives. Okay, so this is what you guys are, you're taking something. So basically what I'm getting with from what this just said is like you guys are creating an opportunity out of thin air. You guys are creating purpose from nothingness or from hopelessness or from despair. You're really alchemizing. You're taking something here that does not exist and you're forming that. And that's what I was kind of getting with like you guys like creating some sort of new foundation and then actually establishing order from there. So this is definitely you guys may be feeling as though, oh, we also have safe travel underneath the deck, just like this travel card right here. So yeah, you guys are definitely taking something that does not exist and you're forming it into matter. Like you're actually, again, being a medium, drawing down source energy and saying like, I don't have the means to do what I need to do right now. And then before you know it, you manifest something where you have the resources, where you have the means to get something done. Just an example, but that's basically the magic that you guys are working under for November. So basically, pile one, whatever it is that you want to alchemize in your life, just aim your energy, aim your magic at that area, and it's literally going to transform before your eyes. Tools here says a physical representation of a lightning bolt, whether it be a drawing, painting, piece of jewelry, or a crafted lightning bolt you create yourself. Next, choose something that symbolizes the action that you are wanting to take. If you are wanting to write a book, choose an empty journal. If you are wanting to kickstart a new exercise regime, use a hand weight or running shoes or a yoga mat. If you are wanting to change careers, select an object representing the direction that you are wanting to take. Ritual instruction says place this lightning bolt in a spot where you will see it every day. If it's a piece of jewelry, wear it every day. Hold the image of this lightning bolt in your mind's eye and see it striking through whatever metal or physical clutter that is getting in the way of you employing your chosen object into your everyday life. See it blasting through mental blocks. Watch as your excuses and perceived blockages and limitations begin to fall away. This is that death card energy right here. Congratulate yourself and give thanks to yourself. And this symbol when you make time to write or exercise or take even the smallest step towards investing in your new career direction. Setting the intention here says, I am the lightning bolt. I affect and create the change that I seek. I actively strike down all that stands in the way of my desired results. I feel like so many piles in today's reading are going to be drawn to this pile one, because especially with this Scorpio and Taurus energy right here, because the entire collective is under the energy of this eclipse. So I would not be shocked if a lot of people are drawn to this pile. Let me shuffle. All right, let's see what final spell comes out for my pile ones. We have here a love spell. So for some of you guys, this is some sort of ending with love possibly that you went through, or this is a transformation with your love life, with your romantic energy. But this says Song of the Siren spell. Mermaids and sirens are extremely erotic symbols, and each one of us can conjure their power by a pound of sea salt at a okay, that literally just fell off. Buy a pound of sea salt at a grocery store and place it in a bowl with 10 drops each of jasmine and neroli or ylang-ylang essential oil. Mix them together. Instead of a shower in the morning, take a bath with your siren salts. While submerged, visualize that you are turning heads with your mesmerizing mermaid beauty and silent. When ready, rise up and do not comb or towel dry yourself or your hair. Drip dry naturally as you go through the day. Do more listening than talking. The compliments and attention will amaze you. So this is another thing, kind of another spell that you guys are working with or working under. In the month of November, you guys are going to come off like a siren. So whatever it is that you want to attract into your life in November is literally, whether it's a person, a job, money, whatever, you guys have this siren type energy in the month of November. And then we have here Blade Blessing. And this card here says, your Athame and Bowling will each be very useful in your practical magic. To imbue each new tool with your personal energy, perform the speedy spell. Blade of metal so strong, you will serve me well and long. Spells we will craft. Together we belong. Blessings and magic bind this song. So mote it be, and so it is. Pass the metal blade through the flame of the white candle and repeat the words of the spell song. Keep both your Athame and your Bowling on your altar so their energies remain bound together. So even a blade blessing. So this is another thing. This is kind of giving me like Ace of Swords, King of Swords, Queen of Swords types of vibes. So that could just be the knowledge card here, the knowledge energy, because swords do, and blades, they do represent the mind and consciousness and mentality or psyche and stuff like that. So that could be another thing that you guys are doing. So whatever it is, magic that you guys learn this month, or whatever it is that you learn this month of November, is going to literally solidify itself or cement itself within you vibrationally and subconsciously as a sense of like new magical knowledge that you guys are going to be able to utilize for the rest of your lives. But pile one, this is all that I'm seeing for you guys. Very strong magical energy for you in the month of November, or a lot of magic being worked over your life in the month of November. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. All right, pile two, welcome to your reading. So we're starting with your tarot cards, and then I'm going to be pulling additional oracle cards on camera to see what spell November is performing in your life. So basically, we're just going to be starting off with your tarot cards and then just take it from there, and whatever comes through, whatever your spiritual team wants to talk about, just going to repeat it. So let's just get started. I'm just going to turn over all you guys' cards. Okay, so the very first tarot card that we have for you, pile two, is we have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. And then we have the Ten of Wands. You guys may be saying the number 910 a lot. Maybe even 911. And then we have the Two of Pentacles. You guys may be seeing a lot of 11s. You may be seeing a lot of 11s, a lot of 10s. You may be seeing 10, 11, 9, 10, something like that. Since we have the Nine of Pentacles and then the Ten of Wands here. So pile two, there's not really a process here for you though. This is just all of a sudden, this is that all of a sudden type of energy. So this is like an all of a sudden twist or change for your reading to start off with a 9, the Nine of Pentacles at that, and then it escalates to a 10 with the Ten of Wands right here. And then we have this rookie, beginner, novice type of energy with the Two of Pentacles. So for example, this is like a surprise offer for a certain position at work that you never anticipated, assuming you weren't prepared or even trained for it. So it's like you get the position and then kind of learn as you go. Or it's like becoming a new parent, like first time around, learning as you go. This Ten of Wands pile two is not burdensome either. And I can feel its energy clear as day. And you know what this is? It's a reaction or a response to a big surprise. It feels like this Ten of Wands feels like it's coming at you. It doesn't feel like you're carrying it per se. The Ten of Wands is detailing how big or large this energy is that you're working with in the month of November, but you do not have to carry it, okay? So as we see with the surrounding cards right here, the Nine of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, they're definitely not pressed. They're definitely not stressed. They're definitely not struggling at all. The Two of Pentacles has a nice little flow right here, and the Nine of Pentacles, she is just literally basking in her own glory. So yeah, this is, and plus two, just with the Ten of Wands, the energy that I am picking up intuitively is not normally what the Ten of Wands represents. This Ten of Wands is like finding out that you just won the lottery, and it's like, oh my God, me seriously? This Ten of Wands is you adjusting to something happening that doesn't feel real. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. This is why I have to keep like talking through these readings to understand what I'm trying to say and what they're showing me, what I'm getting and picking up. So now there is a little discomfort, I guess we could call it here, but it's more so about adapting and adjusting. Right. Yeah, of course. Yes. We got the Two of Pentacles right here. I keep staring at your Ten of Wands because it's communicating a lot of energy for your pile, or a lot of messages for your pile. But yeah, we have the Two of Pentacles, and this is where the discomfort is, if there is any this month. And that's a weird word to describe it, because it's more so about rearranging, normalizing, and accommodating some sort of like new developments into your everyday life or your everyday shuffle. What you're used to normally shuffling is going to drastically change in November. So for example, this is like moving into a brand new home that's even bigger. There's more space. Also a little bit of ringing in my right ear right now. Okay, so some of my pile twos, you're about to get like a massive surprise with your living situation for me to get a ringing while talking about like, and I was just using that as an example. So that's definitely happening for some of my pile 2s in November. So congratulations, and it's all yours too. So start celebrating, give thanks for it, and congratulate yourself for this. But yeah, for example, this is like moving into your own apartment or moving into a brand new house, and moving in general is a lot, right? It's the 10 of Wands, legit, literally. But that doesn't make it bad, right? Just because there's a lot of boxes to move, or just because like you have to organize everything, it doesn't make moving a negative experience. You know, sometimes it can be, but that's not what it means just because there's a lot of work involved. Sometimes for some people, moving is it's a celebratory time, even though there's a lot of work involved when it comes to moving. So it's an exciting new venture is what I'm feeling. Figuring out how you're going to like decorate and arrange everything. Like when it comes to moving, like that can be a very exciting thing for a lot of people. It's like getting used to your new surroundings and your new neighbors. It's just a really big ass adjustment, right? But it feels fun, which is a weird way for the 10 of Wands to translate. But y'all know me on my channel here. I do not read the cards the way that Google tells us to. I read cards as they are intended by divining them. But yeah, some of you are Geminis too, or you have very strong Mercury placements, or your 3rd house has a lot of action with the transits this November, because Mars is retrograding in Gemini. And this is because we're in the season of Scorpio under tropical timing anyways. Mars is going retrograde in Scorpio's 8th house, the house that is traditionally ruled by Scorpio. And this is the house of magic, death, rebirth, transformation. So again, this is happening under Gemini energy where Mars is currently retrograding. Gemini traditionally rules the 3rd house, which is all about your local environment, neighborhood, community, siblings. So magical transformations happening in that area of like local community, your inner circle, without you even trying to make anything happen, since Mars is retrograding in that energy. So for some of you in this pile, if you know your chart, this Mars transit may be crossing your natal north or south node. It could be crossing your natal Jupiter or Saturn. You may be having a Mars return right now. You may be experiencing that. And you don't have to have any of these things happening in your chart for this reading to apply to you, but I wanted to mention it because it's what's coming through for me on my end. But hold on, there's some other changes that Spirit wants me to mention for you in November, and then we'll get to your spells for this month. But something about your friends or your friend circle is drastically changing for some of my pile 2s. One of your friends may end up getting pregnant or getting engaged in November, as well as for a select few of you, you could have a friend. Either you work with this friend, like maybe you guys just like started a podcast together, for example, and this is either a friend of yours getting a lot of like recognition because of that, or you guys getting this together in November. You could be making a lot of money with somebody that you're already close with in the month of November. So again, that's only for a few of you here, but a good chunk of my pile 2s are going to feel like you and your entire friend group or your entire inner circle is winning in November with this 9 of Pentacles right here. You're going to feel like you are surrounded by winners, or like everyone has exciting things happening in their life in November. So your inner circle or your close environment is winning its ass off in November, pile 2. So it's like you're going to be able to share your wins with your inner circle, and they're going to be able to relate to you with this 2 of Pentacles right here. So this is really great energy for a lot of my pile 2s, because it's just like you look around and everybody everywhere is just celebrating or winning. Exactly. We have success and dream sweet, sleep deep. So Dream Sweet, Sleep Deep says, sleep that's deep and lasts till morn, wondrous dreams for days reborn. When I'm actually, and it's funny because I just posted some Samhain messages over on Patreon for all the 12 zodiac signs. And this Dream Sweet, Sleep Deep card kept coming out for so many signs. I think maybe like 6 signs or more got this card. And literally every time that this card came out, it had a different message with it. For you guys, pile 2, what I'm picking up with Dream Sweet, Sleep Deep is like you can finally allow a dream of yours to like rest because you're reaching some sort of like big dream or goal of yours in the month of November. And so it's like you're not gonna have to keep chasing the success right here. And success here says, success that's true belongs to me, success with honor and integrity. So this is totally this 9 of Pentacles energy right here. You guys are not gonna have, so this may be what your 10 of Wands is saying, is that a lot of you guys in my pile 2s were chasing something for a long time, chasing some sort of success or dream or goal or aspiration. And in November, it goes off without a hitch. Is that the same? I think. Yeah. In the month of November, it's like it just really, you guys are just feeling very successful. You're feeling very Nine of Pentacles. And that's the Ten of Wands feeling here, is like, oh my God, it actually worked. And it's like a sense too of, if some of my pile twos, if you have been chasing your success, you're not going to have to chase it anymore with this Ten of Wands right here. Underneath the deck, we have confidence. By earth and air, water and fire, let my confidence take light, burn higher. So this is also going to affect or impact your confidence as well. Let's get some other cards for you, pile two. See what other magic is hitting your life this month. There's some magical transformations that you guys may be experiencing. So we have over here, we've got spirit guide. So you guys could be having some sort of a magical experience or a very real, tangible experience with your spirit guides. Some of you guys may even get the name of your spirit guide, I'm getting. Watch your dreams as well, since we have the dream card right here with spirit guide. This could totally, and this almost looks like an 8. So I don't know if you guys are going to come into some sort of very real contact with a spirit guide of yours. But yeah, this is like, oh, and then we also kind of have like this infinity symbol right here too, and the Two of Pentacles. So this is some sort of, okay, so what I'm actually getting then is that whatever it is that you guys hear in the month of November, like during a meditation or during a dream or something, is actually going to it's not just going to manifest in the 3D, but you guys are going to receive some sort of real, physical, tangible confirmation of whatever it is that a spirit guide may have told you in a dream of yours, or during meditation, or during some sort of like trance sort of state that you get into while you're meditating or getting present. And then we have here finding underneath the deck, and it was in reverse. So this is something that you guys are not looking for. You guys are not looking for something, and it's like it's kind of, not that it's necessarily looking for you, but you still end up having some sort of fated experience, especially with a spirit guide, and some sort of success over the month of November. So yeah, there's something here that whatever it is. And then finding too, that I'm also getting, is kind of going back to that message that we already spoke about, you guys not having to chase your success anymore, because boom, in November, what happens? You find it. You don't need to chase it anymore. Let's get some other magic cards here. Okay, so we have Baraka, power, strength, force, and expansion. And then we have here herbal craft, regeneration, plant medicine, caretaker, and bloomer. So some of you guys could even be getting into plant medicine in the month of November. This could be another way that your magic is really expanding, or this could be some form of magic working in your life in the month of November, where you guys get into like creating some sort of magical herbal like concoctions or something like that. And then it says plant medicine. So some of you guys, you may even be using your diet to help you manifest. This did come up in one of the readings that I posted to Patreon for Salon, I think, or it might have been the pick a card that I posted about the upcoming winter season from 2022 to 2023. It might have been, it was, I don't remember, but yeah, you guys may be even using your diet, nature, plants, oils, essential oils, things like that, to maybe even heal with plant medicine. And then caretaker, it could be to heal something. And then with regeneration as well, it could even be to bring something back to life, or back to like a state of health. And then we have Baraka, power, strength, force, expansion. So there's a big expansion happening for you guys in the month of November. And it's going to come with a lot of, like I was saying with your Ten of Wands right here, I was getting, instead of this being burdensome, it's like something that just hits you, and it's like a lot. And it's like, I just won the lottery for like, and I'm getting the ringing in my right ear again. It's like, I just won the lottery for 20 million. Are you kidding me? Like, that's crazy. And then it's just like something huge, because that can be a Ten of Wands moment where it's like, are you kidding me? Or it could be like a Tower moment, because it's so much information to digest, you know? It's like your life is about to drastically fucking change. That's a lot. So that's what I'm picking up with your Ten of Wands. And then look at what it says with Baraka here. And then it has like this fist with the sun above it. Power, strength, force, expansion. All of this hits you with a lot of force. This expansion, it hits you with a lot of power, a lot of strength, and a lot of force in the month of November. So whatever it is that happens, it's going to be a very pleasurable, okay? It's going to be a pleasurable Ten of Wands moment. It's going to be a pleasurable Tower moment for you, pile 2. So some of you guys, if you read tarot cards yourself, or if you watch a lot of readings or get readings done, you may be seeing the Tower card a lot, or maybe even the Ten of Wands, could even be the Ten of Swords. Don't let these cards freak you out, because it's actually coming with very, very, very good news for you specifically. And I only say that if that's what I'm actually getting. Like I said, I divine the cards, so I only say what I'm actually picking up. If I was picking up some struggle with the Ten of Wands, we'd have to talk about it, but that's not what I'm getting. And then underneath the deck for you, we have Vervain, Everlasting, Spellbound, Soul Alignment, Release, and Protection. This is totally the spirit guide energy right here, because this just feels like some sort of really deep connection. So this is you and your spirit guide being spellbound and your souls being in alignment. This could also be talking about your friend or a friend group that I was picking up for you guys, that I was picking up for a lot of my pile 2s, where it's like you guys' souls are bound in a way, it's spellbound in a way for you guys to come into a lot of success together, to experience this moment in this chapter of success together. So this is just like a fated experience that you're supposed to have, like with your loved ones. Oh crap, I don't think I pulled this card for the last I did not pull from this deck for the last pile. Okay, what is this? What do you we have the Lamp, Remembrance. This could be the spirit guide energy right here. This is also invisibility, authenticity. So yeah, this could be like your spirit guides. And so it's whatever spirit guide or spirit energy that you guys are very close to. Maybe you're working with this particular spirit to manifest something. Underneath the deck, we have Lady de los Muertos, Acceptance and Equality. But whatever energy that you guys are working with, it may be an energy that you can't sense a lot. I have a particular energy that I've been working with for years, literally for years. I've never missed a date with them. And their energy is so quiet. It's quiet. The other ones that I work with, their energy is loud as shit. Like they will come to me in a dream, show me what they want their altar to look like for the week. But this other one it's crazy the way that they communicate. I'm kind of picking that up with invisibility and authenticity here, where it's like a certain spirit guide that my pile 2s work with may be very quiet. They may come across as invisible, but something about them in the month of November, they're going to like authenticate themselves to you, pile 2. They're going to come through, and it's going to be like such a real, tangible experience that you're like, oh my God, you're real as shit, aren't you? It's going to be a moment that hit again. Yeah, I did keep mentioning that in your pile. There's something that hits you in the month of November, and you're like, I cannot believe this just happened. But it's like such a good feeling, because it's like there's some sort of validation coming with that as well. And then we have here the Lamp, Remembrance. So this could even be a loved one of yours, of some of my pile 2s that have passed on. Maybe you get a very real experience. And this as well too, because I keep getting like somebody else in your life that's going through something with you, kind of like in the same chapter with you, especially with this 2 of Pentacles right here. So this could even be like somebody coming to you in the month of November and saying something to you that authenticates the presence of this spirit guide or this spirit or this entity or this person in your life in the spiritual form. You know, they're not like physically in your life because they're in the spiritual realm. And this is like some other human or something coming to you and confirming to you you've been in contact with this energy, or this energy is it's going to communicate something to them that it's already communicated to you. And you're going to have this moment where you're just like, there's no way in hell you should have known that. The only way you could have known that is if you actually had contact with this guide of mine. And it's going to hit you guys like crazy in November. And then let's get a ritual card here. See what ritual is reaching out to my pile 2s for the month. Okay, so we have underneath the deck, we've got Calm, and the card that came out for you is Empowerment. Okay, and then Empowerment here says purpose, when listlessness engulfs you, when doubt surrounds you, when you need to reach the summits of your heart and soul, and trust your intention to this card. History and lore here says mountains represent power, spiritual strength. emotional balance, and clarity, open heart surgery. The mountains stand tall and strong, offering you a space to leave the weight of the mundane daily grind behind as you immerse yourself in the immense power of their natural grandeur. You, like the ground that supports these majestic giants, are transformed. The tools here says one or more glorious mountains. If physically traveling to a mountain is not possible, an image of a mountain is a worthy substitute. Ritual instruction says climbing a mountain to its summit is one of the most powerful spiritual natural rituals that you can ever perform. Whether you've got a favorite mountain range that you already frequent, one you want to explore, or simply have one of these natural wonders to focus on, the point of this practice is to immerse yourself in the clarifying, empowering energies of these epic phenomenons of nature. Realize how long these formations have been here and how long they will be here. Understand the trials and tribulations they have endured, and yet they still stand. Allow a higher perspective to permeate your psyche. Allow the inherent purity and life that pulses through this ground to also pulse through you. Allow all of the power of the mountains to flow through you, leaving you lighter, stronger, and ready to face the world. Once again, setting the intention says the mountain is me and I am the mountain. I am strength. I am power. I am able to move any mountain because I am the mountain. And it's interesting because in this 10 of Wands right here, he's trying to get all these 10 wands to the top of this hill or this mountain right here. So it's very interesting that you guys got mountain here. So there's something, this feels more like symbolic to me. So I feel like my pile twos, you guys are like climbing some sort of mountain. Like it's like you made it is what it feels like. I feel like you guys are gonna have a I made it moment in November, especially with this mountain card coming out. Then let's get one final spell for my pile twos. So let's see what spell is communicating. Okay, so we have Falling Leaf Charm and White Light of Love underneath the deck, and then Elemental Magic also fell out underneath Falling Leaf Charm. So Falling Leaf Charm here says, in medieval times, wise women of yore taught their children to look for falling leaves. To catch one in your hand before it hits the ground is the best kind of luck. Direct from Mother Nature herself. Press the leaf in a book or your wallet and carry it with you for a season. Oh my God, I remember doing this as a kid. That's a spell? You've got to be, what the actual, that's crazy. Okay, it says press the leaf in a book or your wallet and carry it with you for a season, and you will be safe from harm and find more gifts in your path. If you are blessed as to catch 2 leaves in one season, the second is for your companion of destiny, your true love. You will be bound by both feeling and fortune. What is this? This is an everyday spell. Like I was saying with my pile twos here, I feel like you guys have another person in your life, or maybe an inner circle or or like a friend group that's also going to be having a lot of things to celebrate in the month of November, or some really good news that they're going to be celebrating in the month of November alongside you. Either you guys are getting this good news together, or they just have great things happening in their life too. And then look at what it says right here. It says, if you are so blessed as to catch 2 leaves in one season, the second is for your companion of destiny, your true love. You will both be bound by feeling. You will be bound by both feeling and fortune. Yeah, so it's just like my pile twos, like this good energy and this good news is expanding beyond you and into like even your loved ones' lives. And then we have here Elemental Magic Earth. If you are something of a gardener, you can symbolically plant transformation into your life. Take a handful of beans from your pantry or a seed package and empower them by placing them on your altar during the light of the waning moon. Plant them after you have prayed. It says, I plant these seeds of fortune and change. As they grow, good luck, for all will rise and flow. From this soil comes all bounty, as we know. This is that success card all the way coming through for you guys. And then I'm going to read White Light of Love as well underneath the deck. It says, to light the flower of love in your heart, time this charm for the waning of a new moon. Place a green candle besides a white lily, rose, or freesia. White flowers have the greatest perfume, and any of these beauties will impart a pleasing aura to your home. I like to float a gardenia in a clear bowl of fresh water. Oh my God, I love doing that with like flowers and just putting them in the bath or in a bowl of water or something. And then like a few drops of oil. It's just, it smells good, and then it's just pleasing to the eyes. It's nice to see. But anyways, it says, truly the essence of the divine. Light the candle and hold the flower close to your heart and pray. Steer me to the highest light. Guide me to beauty and truth. Much have I to give, much have I to live. Bright blessings to one and to all. So a lot of fortune, a lot of success, a lot of dreams coming true for my pile twos in the month of November. This is going to be, some of you guys, you may be honoring your ancestors with the lamp remembrance card right here. You may be making an ancestor altar or have been thinking about it, and this would kind of be your confirmation to do that if you want, if that's something that you're interested in doing or would like to do. But other than that, pile two, this is all that I'm seeing for you guys. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, please stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. All right, pile three, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with your tarot cards, and then we're going to be shuffling additional oracle cards on camera to see what magic November, or what spell November is performing over your life in the Scorpio season, and the magic that you are working with, or the magic that is available to you and most accessible to you for the month of November. So yeah, let's just get started, and then I will also be pulling some oracle cards too after we check out your tarot cards. So for you, pile three, did I call you pile two? Pile three. For you, pile three, the tarot cards, the very first one that we have for you is the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Then we have the Ten of Pentacles, also in reverse. Then we have Death, also in reverse. Death card also came out for another pile. Then we have the Knight of Cups, upright. And then the Ace of Wands, also upright. All right, pile three. So you've been wanting and working towards possibly making a clean ass break from something or someone. You have lost a lot in this process. Some of you see it as losing a particular future that you had envisioned or planned for as well, with this Five of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles in reverse right here. You struggled with an ending for a long time as well, with this Death card in reverse right here. And then out of nowhere, I don't know what changes or what you realize or what happens, but it just lifts off of you in November. So this ending or loss that you have been carrying just leaves your spirit, with the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Wands right here. Five of Pentacles for many of you is past tense. Ten of Pentacles in reverse feels like a future that you had to close the door on, which was painful. So not only were some of you carrying around this emptiness or this loss, but you also had to deal with sacrificing this future in a way. And this has been very difficult for some of my pile threes, with Death in reverse taking up the center part of your cards or of your reading right here. It was like you couldn't get away from this loss, like it followed you everywhere. So some of you may even felt trapped or stuck in this vibration, or stuck in this energy, or stuck in this experience, stuck in this process. It may have made you feel lost or directionless, like you lost your gravity or your anchor, or like things were never going to change, like things were never going to get better, with this Death card in reverse, Ten of Pentacles in reverse, Five of Pentacles in reverse. This is almost some of my pile threes accepting, like, you know what, like I'm just not going to win, or things are just not going to change, or things are just not going to get better. And a lot of what you did, my pile threes, it's like you did for whatever it is that you lost. So it's like, for example, you know, really pushing yourself for your partner, for you and your partner to be able to like buy a home together, and then like the relationship ends and it's like, oh my God, it's kind of like you lose that motivation in a way. That was just an example. But yeah, pile three, you may feel lost because a part of you, and a massive part of you, it died in this process. November for you is hitting you in your core, where you are truly going through a scorpionic ascension process, where you experience death and then rebirth. You have been in this process somewhere in your life of dying for a long time, months, I'm hearing for some of you. And in November, you wake up one morning and the same program or feelings or thoughts don't creep in. This Five of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, death, is going to finally feel like it's in the past. That's why all of them are in reverse, and your Knight of Cups and Ace of Wands is upright. Some of my pile 3s, you are entering into November still carrying the weight of abandonment or mistreatment by more than one person in your life. For some of you, this has happened so many times that you are numb to it, with death in reverse right here. And when we become numb to an emotion, any emotion, it means that the heart chakra is blocked, and that's the center chakra. And if the center is under arrest like this, then that's also saying something about the root and the crown chakra, the lowest and the highest energy centers as well. It's saying that the root or the lowest chakra is restricted and the crown or the top chakra has become limited. So this creates an internal environment of chaos because the soul does not do well when it is congested or barricaded like that. This means thoughts and emotions cannot necessarily escape. So we end up sort of trapping the ones that are most harmful within our etheric body or our subconscious, and they just sort of keep circulating round and round and round with no sort of escape, or no sort of outlet. Now this isn't, let me also say this isn't necessarily a bad thing. And this is how intelligent the soul is. And this is why it's very difficult to just give sort of like blanket pieces of advice when it comes to like healing and the healing process, because it looks so entirely different for each and every soul. So this is when, this is how intelligent the soul is, that when we have gone through a trauma, because that's what this is for a lot of my pile 3s with the death card here in reverse, when we have experienced trauma, the soul will hold on to it sometimes so we can actually work through every ounce of that stress and anguish. Because if we don't, the soul has this incredible foresight and can see that this disturbance to the spirit, it's a possibility that this can cut so deeply that it could develop into a disorder or a dis-ease of the soul. So the reason that you have not been able to escape something for a while, pile 3, is because you knew in some sort of deeply intuitive and spiritual level, I have to cycle through every aspect of this grief in order to free it. So in November, that happens. So look at the difference in energies here. You see this between like the ones that are in reverse and the ones that are upright. So this entire time you've been leading yourself with the Knight of Cups right here to a rebirth of the soul, a new beginning with purpose, a renewal of willpower. Your resolve is being realized in a way that you have never experienced. Some of you, your natal Mars is in Gemini, and Mars just went retrograde, which does not happen often. It happens once every 2 years, unlike the rest of the planets. The rest of them, like Mercury and even the outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, they spin like half their orbit retrograding, but Mars and Venus very rarely do this. So your natal Mars, you could have been born when Mars was in retrograde. Your natal Mars may be in Taurus or in Scorpio. Your sun sign may be ruled by any of the fixed signs, which would be Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, or even Gemini. Pluto may be crossing your natal north or south node as well. Mars may be even crossing your natal Venus placement, especially if you were born with an evening star Venus. And the easiest way to tell is if you were born with that is if Venus was behind your natal sun placement or if it was in front of it. So if Venus was behind the sun when you were born, then your Venus energy is more of in its dark feminine nature, or it's expressed through its evening star energy. You don't have to have these placements for this message to apply. I just like to mention what I'm getting intuitively. So if it resonates, then definitely take it. But yeah, you guys, this is a huge shift from loss, losing things, to gaining with the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Wands. The Knight of Cups brings gifts and good tidings, kind of like the Knight of Pentacles. He just moves really slow. But the Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, they bring gifts, unlike the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands that just bring problems. So with the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Wands here, this is you guys finally being in a receiving energy where you're not losing anymore. So you guys may have gotten used to losing. You guys may have gotten so used to losing that you started to expect it. That's changing in November. So that's the magic. That's the spell that this November and Scorpio season and energy is putting over your life. And over your energy for sure. So let's start getting some oracle cards here for you. Look at what flipped out. This is what I'm talking about. You guys are going to go from loss to joy. Joy. It says, as I do will, so mote it be. Let joy and light radiate from me. It's going to be as though joy. Look at what's underneath the damn deck. Joy and good cheer. Are you fucking kidding me? Joy and good cheer with kind heart and humor free. May good cheer rule so mote it be. Like, do you see how kind of like bright these cards are with those orange and yellow hues right there? This is what's coming into you guys' life. It's just joy and good cheer. This is that Knight of Cups, Ace of Wands energy. So the Ace of Wands is like you guys starting off with like a reason to smile. It's like there's a reason to be happy, a reason to have joy, a reason to cheer for something, to be happy about something, to celebrate something that's coming to you guys either in the month of November or after November. Let me shuffle these. Let's see what other magic is being performed in you guys' lives. So let's see. Underneath the deck, we've got Truth. It was in reverse. So some of you guys may have even, and then we have here Lighten Your Load. Yeah. So some of you guys, you may have even experienced some sort of lie that took a lot from you. With these three cards being in reverse here, the Five of Pentacles in reverse, Ten of Pentacles in reverse, Death in reverse. You guys may have experienced some sort of like lie or something like that may have left you feeling as though the world was on your back. Like in this card right here, it may have felt like you were carrying the world on your back. And it may have even felt like it was very difficult for you guys to reconnect to trusting people. That may be something that you guys end up working on in November, or actually coming into being able to do, is trusting people, especially after whatever this experience is here. For some of you, like I said, there's some sort of trauma that you went through in the recent past with this Death card in reverse, and it could have had to do with some sort of abandonment issue or something like that with the Five of Pentacles in reverse, the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. This could be somebody that you trusted. It's almost as though they left you with nothing, is what this feels like. And that may have left you with like feeling as though you are carrying the world on your shoulders or carrying the world on your back. So with this Lighten Your Load here, this is what's bringing in a lot of joy and good cheer. This is what is bringing in the Ace of Wands and Knight of Cups for a select few of my pile threes here. There's going to be some sort of person that comes into your life, especially with the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Wands here, that says, hey, you know what? I've got a reason to trust again. I'm feeling a sense of joy again. I'm feeling a sense of newness and a new beginning, or a new start, a fresh start again, or not again, but I'm feeling a sense of a new beginning and a fresh start with this new energy that has come into my life, or this new person that has come into my life, or this ability to finally be able to work through everything that I lost in the recent past here. So this is something that's very beautiful. It's going to give you guys a sense of renewal and rebirth for sure. And that is the season that we're in with Scorpio here, because we have the North Node in Taurus, South Node in Scorpio, and we are about to have we're also about to have the total lunar eclipse in Taurus on November 8th. So we have here levitation came out. It says higher ground, belief, mastery, and meditation. So this is going to feel like you guys have levitated. It's going to feel like you've left your body. It's going to feel like you have left your real life. Is what I'm picking up here. This is something that you guys may also experience as you're meditating. You may experience a little bit of astral projection here. I remember the first time I experienced that, like when I was super conscious during that experience, and I lost my shit. I was so freaked out. I immediately went back into my body. It was just, it freaked me out. But this may be something that you guys end up experiencing, is some way to sort of like leave your body in a sense. Another thing that I'm picking up with this levitation is you guys being able to leave some sort of issue or problem or trauma behind, leaving some sort of pain and density and something that's heavy behind, feeling as though you can kind of just float, you know, so feeling a sense of peace that's coming in, joy and good cheer that's coming in, something that really helps you detach from this heaviness over here, this heaviness of loss, like it says with Lighten Your Load right here. So even some of you guys, you may be doing some form of therapy or something like that, where they kind of help give you a higher perspective or a different perspective, where you're really able to disengage and to dissociate from whatever it is that you have gone through that was very heavy, or it was a lot of loss in the past. So this is another piece of magic that is working in your life in the month of November. And then we have Salamander underneath the deck, Yorobos, creative work, infinite wisdom, and alchemy. This is the alchemy that's being performed in your life, where you guys are going from a state of lack and possibly even grieving to a state of joy and good cheer. And let's get, okay, another oracle card over here. We have Skull of Light, illumination. So this is what is actually helping you guys to form some sort of different perspective where you guys are able to really lighten your load. We have here trick or treat, mischief and play. Something around October 31st, it could have been some sort of a paranormal, I don't know why I want to say paranormal, so it could have been some sort of like paranormal experience, or it could have been some sort of like experience that you had during meditation where you guys are really able to, again, disconnect from this heaviness here, this Five of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, Death in reverse card, and kind of feel as though you're getting to a Ace of Wands type of place where you feel a lot lighter. There's just something here about really dropping whatever load you were carrying, dropping it, and it feels more so like an emotional or a mental load that's really heavy, but you guys, you know, you take it as it resonates. It could have been something that was like physically or literally happening in your life where you guys get to drop some sort of really big responsibility. But we have here trick or treat, mischief, and play. So you guys are going to be able to get back to a place of play. Some of you guys may be working through some sort of traumas that you could have experienced in your childhood or in your earlier life with mischief and play here. This just reminds me of like a childhood or your inner child. So this could be something that you guys are working on healing in the month of November, or you're entering into November having worked on that. And this is something that's really helping you guys to see things from a different perspective in the month of November, really helping you to lighten your own load and to connect to some sort of truth here where it's like you guys are getting back to your own truth, you're getting back to your own essence, you're getting back to your own spirit. Maybe some of you guys, you grew up like laughing all the time and playing pranks and really being a kid, and something just drastically changed, and it's like it dampened your spirit in a way. So it could feel as though you guys are retrieving your own essence, retrieving your own personality, coming back to where it's like, oh my God, like I forgot that I used to be like this when I was a kid, or I forgot I used to be like this when I was younger, or I forgot I used to be like this before this relationship or before this experience down here. This is what is helping you to lighten your load and get back to joy in a place of good cheer. And this is why you guys may feel like you are levitating here. And this is all the alchemy that's happening with this salamander card over here. And let's get a ritual card for my pile 3s. Yeah. Okay, so we have here Earth, and it says here purpose, feeling lost, feeling like you don't belong, feeling a complete disconnect from the very source that sustains you. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, this is you guys reconnecting to your own essence. But it says here, take this card into your heart and allow it to connect you to the sacred ground once again. Underneath the deck, we have forgiveness. Exactly. So this could be another thing that some of you guys are doing during the month of November, is getting to a place where you truly feel like you can forgive someone. So a lot of my pile 3, a lot of my pile 3s, this 5 of Pentacles in reverse, 10 of Pentacles in reverse, and Death in reverse, is talking about some sort of betrayal possibly that you experienced with someone else. And so you may feel as though like you're finally able to forgive someone or move past something again. But yeah, so it says here, history and lore, Earth is our hearth. She is our home. She is our source of belonging, our source of nourishment, our source of nurturing, sometimes referred to as Mother or Gaia. Earth represents the feminine spirit, the life source that feeds and grows us. Tools here says, here you will gather tools to aid in planting an herb, flower, or even a tree. Whatever natural plant life to which you feel most drawn. This could include potting, soil, planters, window box, seeds, forks, and spades, edger, a hand towel, rake, etc. If you already have an existing garden, this could be as simple as tending to it, weeding it, pruning it, or harvesting it. Ritual instructions says the point of this ritual is to get your hands dirty in the most divine dirt of all. Take your chosen soil, seeds, and tools with focus and consideration. Pour spiritual presence into the planting process. Pour love and light into this new life that you are intending to sustain, to nurture, and to nourish. Allow the soil to spill through your fingers, marveling at the life-giving properties that once combined with sunlight and water create the most miraculous conception of all. And setting the intention here says, with this soil, I honor my source. With these seeds, I remember that I belong. With this care and consideration for growing and sustaining life, I breathe new life into Gaia and into myself. And as the new sprouts witness the first light of day, I too am born anew. So this is kind of like you guys are being born anew, or you're getting a sense of like, again, just like you guys, it's kind of like you're getting a sense of feeling like you're reconnecting to yourself is what it feels like. Let's get one final spell card for you guys, see what's coming. Oh, grow your own prosperity. And then underneath that was a prosperity altar. Underneath the deck, we have charm boxes. Okay, so grow your own prosperity here says the following list of herbs can be used in any ritual work in which your intention is prosperity, which would be allspice, almond, which would be allspice, almond, basil, bergamot, mint, cedar, cinnamon, cinquefoil, clover, dill, ginger, heliotrope, honeysuckle, hyssop, jasmine, myrtle, nutmeg, oak moss, sassafras, vervain, and woodruff. Try these alone or in mixtures, tinctures, or ground into your incenses. You can also plant a prosperity garden and refresh your abundance altar with herbs and flowers grown by your own hands. It sounds a lot like this earth ritual card right here. And then we have prosperity altar that says you can increase your prosperity, and this is a money spell. It says you can increase your prosperity by remembering one of the most basic principles of prosperity. By giving, so shall you receive. To create a prosperity altar, consecrate the area with sea salt, cover a low table with green and gold altar cloths or scarves, and place matching candles on it. Each day, recharge your altar with an altar gift, such as flowers, jade, or other green crystals, golden flowers, scented amber resin, and coin-shaped pebbles. And then charm boxes here says, spell work during medieval times involved boxes for love, health, fertility, and the home. And this is a everyday spell. It says, and in the fields it was used for prosperity, and again, prosperity and changes of luck. Yeah, this is that change of luck where you guys are going from losing to receiving something coming in. And then it says, in more modern times, a young woman's hope chest might contain her wishes, intentions, and materials for a happy marriage. You can make your own charm boxes, also known as spell boxes, very easily. A job or career spell box should contain aventurine or peridot stones, patchouli incense, green candles, and ferns. You can make a psychic spell box with cloves, rosemary, amethyst, and quartz crystals. A good love spell box contains a pink candle, rose petals, 2 pieces of rose quartz, and 2 copper pennies. So this could be love or prosperity that is changing for you guys. It could even be both, because we do have 2 pentacles cards here, and then we have the cups card, or a knight of cups right here, and the ace of wands. So this could be even both, like a huge change in fortune when it comes to money, prosperity, as well as love, romance, and relationships. But pile 3, this is all that I'm seeing for you guys. Thank you so very much for tuning in. As we can see with the Skull of Light here, illumination, this is going hand in hand with your Ace of Wands right here, and even this Truth card too. But yeah, pile 3, this is all that I'm saying for you guys. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, please stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. All right, pile number 4, welcome to your reading. So we're starting with your tarot cards. I'm going to be pulling additional oracle cards on camera to check out what spell November is performing over your life, or the magic that is most accessible to you for the month of November, since we are in the season of Scorpio and tropical timing anyways, and Scorpio is a very transformative, magical type of energy to be working under. So yeah, I mean, we've got some debilitations as we spoke about on Patreon. But yeah, either way though, we still have a lot of magical type, very powerful energy that we're working with under the Scorpio season. And so that's what I'm looking into, is how this November could be transforming your life. So I'm just going to allow your spiritual team to come through, talk about whatever they want to talk about. And yeah, let's get started. So the very first tarot card that we have for you is the Hangman in reverse. And we have the Star. And the Empress. And then we have the Hermit. Wait, so you guys have all major arcana cards. I'm wondering if you guys pulled another pile, or were drawn to another pile in today's reading. If you were, you're going to know what I'm talking about, because that pile also had all major arcana cards. Hold on, let me just check underneath the deck for you. So I still have your cards right here. You guys, look at what's underneath the deck for you. The Wheel of Fortune. Is that the Chariot underneath? Oh, the Chariot? What? The High Priestess? Ace of Wands, okay, then the Lovers, then the Nine of Cups, King of Cups, Queen of Swords, King, Temperance, Nine of Wands, 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords, 7. Okay. Okay, hold on. I'm just trying to make sure I shuffled. This is wild. Okay, yeah, these are completely shuffled. Okay, pile, what are you, pile 4? Yes, you're pile 4. So, you've got all major arcana cards right here. Hangman in reverse, Star, Empress, Hermit. You're not waiting for something to happen before you create your happiness or your future or your success story, pile 4. Conditions are not how you may want them to be right now, but you are not letting that interfere with your life anymore. The only card in reverse for you here is the Hangman, the card of paying for a crime, as well as he's the card of discomfort. So he does have a lot to do with enlightenment as well, but all of the tarot cards do to some degree. They all have to do with enlightenment to some element, because that's the point of tarot. So the entire deck details the process and the many routes that we take towards transcendence, right? And this is one of the ways there for the Hanged Man is to hang or to pay for his previous actions. And this is how he accesses his own wisdom, his own internal wisdom. So this is in reverse, right? To say that something you have been dealing with was not caused by you or a previous decision that you made, but here you are in a situation nonetheless where you have to pick up the pieces with the Star, and not only do you have to rebuild successfully, but what you are blessed with in the process is beautiful Empress energy right here. So this is, for example, like, let's just say someone leaves a very toxic relationship because their partner has made some fucked up decisions. Yeah, you have to start over. Yeah, you got to find your own place. Now you got to pay rent on your own. You have to heal on your own. You have to find closure on your own. You have to rebuild on your own with the Star right here. And you are doing all of this as you go along, step by step, brick by brick, no shortcuts, right? Not only do you rebuild, but you end up blossoming from this with the Star right here, prospering and flourishing with the Empress, progressing and advancing with the Hermit. You end up, and also with the Wheel of Fortune that's underneath the deck right here, you legitimately end up making such a turnaround or a come up where it's difficult to, oh yeah, oh my God. That other pile also talked a little bit about a come up or like a bounce back. It's the same thing here with you guys with these cards. You guys may have been drawn to that pile. I mentioned in that pile, if you are coming from that pile or if you watch that pile, I mentioned in that pile, a lot of piles today may be drawn to that one, but you and this other pile are like twinning. You all have major arcana cards, and okay, your energy is very like powerful in the sense of this like come up. You are coming up in November, and it's like you end up making such a turnaround where it's difficult to look at you afterwards and think that you ever endured something so horrific or so difficult or so challenging. People will have to literally use their imagination to believe that you ever went through what you did, because the way that you emerge from this is as the damn Empress right here. Whether you are male or female, that does not matter. The Empress is all about how beautiful you are energetically and as well as physically. She's just as deep and spiritual as she is superficial and physical. And I don't mean superficial in a bad way. So it's like, or in other words, the beauty that you see on her from the outside is the same beauty you would find on the inside. So her internal being and energy is completely in sync or in harmony with her physical presence and outer expression and environment. So this is your beautiful soul shining through to the 3D. So for some of you, this is you telling your story in November about where you came from or how you got here, and it just blows people away. I just feel like some of my pile 3s are like going to have some sort of an audience, possibly. Maybe people are watching you, and this audience could be just like other people watching you rebuild, or this is you telling your story in a public space. And this is why people will have to use their imagination with you, because they won't be able to find one scar on you physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually as evidence of what you've gone through. You're going to tell people about this hangman moment, how you were dealt some sort of cards that you didn't warrant. You know, you were dealt some sort of circumstances or something here that, again, you didn't ask for. You didn't make this happen with the Hangman in reverse. Hangman in reverse talks about, I don't deserve this. I do not deserve this. Hangman comes after justice, right? Justice is fair. Justice is equal. Justice is the main judge in the tarot. So again, he's fair, he's equal, he is just. He does not deal a sentence that someone doesn't deserve. So Hangman in reverse, and also energetically, what I'm picking up for you, this Hangman in reverse is all about, I didn't ask for this, right? So this is like Hangman in reverse, for example, can be like being born into a family, or being born into a very difficult childhood, being born into a family that has a lot of toxicity in it, or something like that, where it's like, you don't deserve it, you didn't ask for this. Very simply, you did not deserve this sentencing, you didn't deserve this conviction, and still you hung there on this cross. That's what I'm picking up for your Hangman in reverse. There's an infinite amount of ways that cards can translate, but for me, that's what I'm picking up with your Hangman in reverse right here, as the reader. So like I said, this could be other people just watching you rebuild after this Hangman moment, after you were dealt a certain hand of cards. Or this could just be, again, you telling your story in a public space. And this is why people are going to be like, there's no way in hell you went through that, because they're not going to be able to find any sort of evidence that you went through this Hangman moment. Like literally, they're not going to be, the only way that people are going to be able to like almost believe you, it's almost going to sound like a lie what some of you went through, because your come up is crazy after this. It's like you're a statistical anomaly. You're like an outlier. It's just like, how did you make this happen? This should have taken you out. It would have been understandable for you to give up. It would have been understandable if you would allow this to get to you in a way where you couldn't rebuild or you couldn't come back, but you did. What is that song by Big Sean? How does that go? Last night took an L, but tonight I bounce back. Wake up every morning, by the night I count stacks. Knew that ass was real when I hit it bounce back. Maybe not that part of the song applies to y'all, but there is definitely something here where y'all's bounce back it could fit that damn song. Like straight up, this might be y'all's theme song in November. If you haven't heard it, take a little listen. It's a bop. But no, like, this is just like, I feel like y'all are gonna have people watching you bounce back somehow. And again, some people are gonna think, unless they watch you go through this Hangman challenge, some people are gonna be like, you're lying, that this did not happen to you. And I know for a fact that you have been through something serious with the Hangman in reverse and the Star, which comes after the Tower. Oh, and all your cards are major arcana. And like I looked under here, what we got: the Wheel of Fortune, the Chariot, the High Priestess, Ace of Wands, the Lovers. Like, it literally doesn't stop. Nine of Cups, King of Cups, Queen of Swords, King of Pentacles, Temperance. It literally doesn't stop. So yeah, like, you guys like seriously have gone through something crazy here. And the energy that was in your cards, the energy that's in your deck, is all talking about like, I am the designer of my own destiny. I am the engineer of my own fate. That's what I'm picking up with you guys. You're not just cleaning up nicely in November pile 4 and on, but you are going from I survived to damn near thriving. So this is prolific what you guys are doing in November. Specific message here, but some of you just recently found out you were expecting after a long battle with like trying to start a family. If you remember on Patreon, the pick a card I posted up there about the winter season that you're moving into, the winter season of like the rest of 2022 moving into 2023, you may have picked pile 3 in that pile. Some of you were drawn to pile 3 in today's reading as well, possibly. There's lots of 3s here. You guys may be seeing a lot of 3s, repeating 3s as well. And I'm telling you that because this pile feels like a continuation of the previous pile, which was 3. And that's only for those of you that were drawn to 3. But even if you were not, your comeback story, the way that you bounce back and recuperate from whatever someone or something else threw at you, is incredible this month. And this is something that feels like many of my pile 4s have been progressively working at for all of 2022, is how to rebuild yourself or how to repair something. November is where a lot of situations for you, they start easing up with the Empress and the Hermit right here. Hermit is card 12. 12 equals 3. The Empress is card 3, which is why they kind of oppose each other in that way, because the Hangman here, which is ruled by Neptune and is all about sacrifice. The Hangman, again, it's the card of discomfort, while the Empress is the card of total comfort. And then we have the Hermit following the Empress. The Empress is very luxurious. She has a lot at her disposal. She's extremely abundant. The Empress is the type of card where she could take a stack of $100 bills and burn that bitch, and she wouldn't care, right? The Hermit, on the other hand, he is the type that's like, I'm gonna simplify my life. Like, I've got millions of dollars in the bank, but I'm gonna go live in this tiny house just because it's more eco-friendly. Like, he's the type that's going to literally walk away from everything that he has earned and gained in his life because he is trying to prove to himself he doesn't need these things to survive. He's trying to prove to himself, and he knows for a fact that these things don't really mean anything in the grand scheme of things, right? So it's really interesting, the energies that you have here. I feel like in the month of November, things are going to change for you guys in a way. Magically, they're going to change for my pile fours in a way where it's like you guys are allowed to decide, do you want a life of abundance or do you want a more like simplified type of life? It's going to be up to you. It's not going to feel like this is something that's happening to you, like what this Hangman in reverse sort of situation may have put you through, and the star situation where you had to rebuild. Now you guys are coming into a place where it's like you're going from have to do I want to? Do I feel like it? You guys are going to go from not having a lot of a choice here to having a lot of options. So some of you guys, you may be seeing the Seven of Cups a lot in tarot readings. If you read tarot yourself or get readings done or watch a lot of readings, you may be seeing a lot of Seven of Cups. You may be seeing a lot of the Ace cards, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. You guys may be seeing the Fool a lot, something like that. But definitely where it's like talking about a lot of options coming in for you guys. That's the magic of this spell that November is putting over your life this month. You have been focused on rebuilding. But what you don't see as well, pile 3, is all of these other souls with the Hermit right here, right? That's another thing that the Hermit is saying. The Hermit is saying that all these other souls are being drawn and attracted towards you. Some of you have been walking this experience alone. Yeah, some of you definitely came from the previous pile because there was abandonment that I saw in that pile. But a good portion of you guys have walked this journey or experience, even if it was abandonment and betrayal, or and all of 2022. Some of my pile 4s have walked that alone, or you couldn't depend on anyone else to help, or people couldn't relate to what it was that you were going through throughout 2022. Your close friends, loved ones, family could not relate to you. The Hermit talks about a conscientious, dedicated, persevering soul searching for something that they cannot even put into words. The world cannot give them what they are looking for when we are dealing with the Hermit card, which is why he leaves everything behind. I don't need it because the answers aren't over there anyways. And the Star is you. Okay, the Hermit is other people, and look at what is in between these two cards. We have the damn Empress, the card of attraction. She is literally charm, magic, enticement, and magnetism itself. What you have done with what you were given is captivating others in November, pile 4. It is enchanting. I don't know if my pile 4s are starting a new venture this month. Maybe you're starting to date again. Maybe you're starting to go out and socialize again. Maybe it's a new profession that you're starting. Maybe this is your first blog that you're debuting. Maybe you're returning to social media after a long hiatus. I don't know. However you are putting yourself back out there in the month of November is going to have this like glow or magic around it. Your Hermit journey is over, and you're going to be speaking directly to other souls that are on a similar path or journey to you. A lot of you guys are building. You're building some sort of like community, possibly. You could totally be building some sort of community without trying at all this month. We do have the Star. It's ruled by Aquarius. The Empress is ruled by Venus and Taurus. The Hermit is ruled by Virgo. Hangman is ruled by Neptune and Pisces energy. So yeah, you guys are just very attractive in terms of like you can bring a lot of people into your orbit. And that's all from your sun solar energy. So you're really shining in the way where it's like you're bright like a star, and that, yeah, star card, and you're pulling a lot of souls towards you because of that. And so it's like, yeah, some of my pile 4s are building a community, and you're not trying to. That's not the goal, or that's not your focus. And it's like God-given. It's a cosmically blessed platform because you have earned it. You deserve it. Some souls end up turning their lives and situations around in such a drastic way, right? That even the universe will say, oh no, you need an audience to see this. Like, this is like a Super Bowl moment almost, you know? And why is that? Because the universe likes to show others what is possible. And so sometimes the universe will make people an example for others about what is possible, especially the souls that have given up on faith or are giving up hope. You are a star in the dark for a lot of people this month. It could be your family that you're a star for. It could be your community. It could be the internet. It could be the world. I don't know, but Spirit wants you to be an example with the Hermit here. The Hermit is carrying the Star of David. What is the Star of David? It's a star that's like, it guides an entire nation of people. It's the Star of Wisdom, right? So we've got magical powers, and you see there's a phoenix rising from the ashes here. This is what you guys have done with this Hangman in reverse situation. It says, I weave and clear, I cast and know, magic's secrets to me now show. Then we have here trust underneath the deck, and it was in reverse. So this is coming from that Hangman in reverse moment. It says, I am safe, I am secure, and trust, I love, my faith endures. So some of you guys, like I said, like I was picking up with your Hangman in reverse right here, somebody else put you in this Hangman situation. This was not your crime or price to pay, but you paid for it. You paid for it for some reason. So some of you guys could have just been connected to somebody else that was acting a damn fool, and maybe you got blamed for it, or maybe it just could have been people. Maybe they thought that you were a certain type of person, and so they treated you a certain type of way as though you were a criminal, putting you on this cross, right? And so it's like somebody somewhere, could have even been a group of people, dealt you some sort of cards or energy that you did not deserve with this Hangman in reverse. And for some of you, it may have really broken your trust with other people. It may have made you go and retreat into this hermit space where you're just like, listen, I want to heal away from everyone. I'm not even interested in developing trust or connections with other people. And somehow in that hermit energy, you really connected to your magical powers right here. All right, sorry you guys, I had to change my battery. But yeah, for some of you guys, whatever it was that you went through, whatever this Hangman in reverse situation was that you guys had to rebuild from, it wasn't fair, and it may have really hit your trust. It may have really knocked into your ability to trust other people. But at the same time, you guys really discovered your own magic. You really discovered your own power, especially within this star energy or this star situation where you guys are like, wow, I really can rebuild on my own. I really can build something of value, something that's beautiful on my own. And it's something that you guys prove to yourselves. And this is like magical powers. This is a magical power that you're coming into. And November is a magical ass month for you. So some of you guys here, you're definitely, you definitely have some strong Scorpio 8th house, Pluto, Mars energy. We also have here animals. Hold on. We also have here animals for you. There's another... Okay, wait, it was a stack of cards. But we've got career, peace, and home. Yeah. Underneath the deck for you, we have healing. Exactly. This is you guys healing. This is like temperance. I think temperance was underneath your deck over here somewhere. But yeah, this is healing. And it might be healing in a lot of areas. It might be healing in your career and with your home life. This is peace coming to a lot of different areas. Peace and healing coming to career, home, wherever it is that you guys have rebuilt. It's like you're making your own home. You guys have made your own home. Where my pile 4 is discovered I can't trust another person, you ended up coming into more trust with yourself. Wherever it was that you guys tried to build with another person and it ended up burning you, you guys went through that so you could learn how to build on your own. And it wasn't easy. It was not easy at all. It was very difficult. And I don't want to make it sound like something difficult that you guys went through was like, oh, it was worth it. No, I don't. I understand that too. I don't want to make it sound like that. But what it ended up leading you guys to, and what you're going to start to see in November as things start to ease up, is like, damn, I'm powerful. You guys may have one of those moments where you're like, I'm really powerful, and it really solidifies this deep trust that you have within yourself, within God, the Most High, the universe, your spiritual team. It may even help you really trust your own path, your own direction, trust your own career, your own healing abilities, your own healing powers, your own home space. You may feel more at home within yourself. We also have over here animals. So some of you guys, you may be adopting an animal this month, or you may be going through a very significant experience with an animal or a pet of yours. You guys may be seeing a lot of animals around. Wolves may be very significant for you, or doves. As you guys can see here, you guys may be getting a lot of dreams with animals. You may even, for some of you, this animal card is also saying, for some of my pile 4s, like literally the only friend that you had in throughout 2022 has been a pet of yours. You haven't had anybody to talk to. You haven't had anybody you could actually trust besides your pet. Like they have been a very significant soulmate for you throughout this journey, throughout this Hangman in reverse journey. Where it's like you would come home and they would be so excited. You come home, that tail would be wagging or they'd be jumping all over you. And there's just something about that actually brought you guys a lot of peace. It brought you a lot of healing as well, this animal energy. Yeah. Okay. Let's get some other cards. Definitely make sure, if that resonates with you, definitely make sure like you give your pet like a huge hug and kiss. Let's see. We also have here pyrokinesis, debate, rage, revolution, and attention. Attention! Oh my God, I knew it. 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 You guys are getting attention for how you have... It's like, okay, it says revolution right here. So something came full circle. You guys are getting attention with how you have come full. Somebody's watching y'all, pile 4. Somebody's watching and they're watching close. It could be a hater. It could be whoever put you through this Hangman in reverse moment. It could be somebody that is inspired by you. It's all different types of people. It's a mixed bag of people watching you. They're watching your come up. They are watching you make this full revolution, where it's like you started off with like really bad cards being dealt to you and you turned it all the way around. Underneath the deck, we've got, Burning Man in reverse. Oh, this card came out during one of those, I forget, it was one of the readings on Patreon, and I was talking about, I saw this card and I was like, oh my, I've always wanted to go to Burning Man. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that festival, but like, it's my dream to go to Burning Man. I think I might try to pull that off next year. Every time I see this card, I'm like, I have to go. I gotta go. Anyways, yeah, we have Burning Man here, and it says collective power, supreme prayer, 3 of Cups, celebration. There's, okay, again, 3 of Cups and celebration. 3 of Cups, it talks about community. So again, this is like a community, attention. This is a community of people celebrating, or you celebrating with a community of people because of this full revolution that you made. This is collective power. Collective power here, what it's saying for you is like, there is, we're more powerful as a collective. We're more powerful together. 2 heads are better than 1. A community. So this is so for those of you, because I kept picking up in your pile, for those of you that have really had to deal with, you've had to walk 2022 alone, or you've had to deal with this Hangman in reverse experience alone, there's a community coming to celebrate you. There's going to be a community that you can feel at home in. There's going to be a community that you feel like is really supporting you, really has your back. They're really cheering you on. These are like genuine cheerleaders, and they're not the type of people that are like smiling in your face that you're making something happen and then pissed off behind your back because they're not making anything happen in their lives. Like, this is like genuine, real support, collective power, supreme prayer. This is even that community praying for you. So this is really beautiful. What my pile 4s are coming into is just a lot more community, a lot more support. You're gonna feel a sense of unity in November or after the month of November. Then we have here the card joy and hearth, happiness in our hearts and homes, and the joy, rejoicing in the present. You guys have a lot to celebrate. It's either in the month of November or it's starting after November. But like I said about November, you guys are going to things are going to start easing up, where things don't feel as heavy. Look at what's underneath the deck. Dawn, the light after the darkness. And then we have here this owl. Owls may be significant for some of you guys too. But again, you guys, literally, like you are the phoenix rising. You're the phoenix rising, and the universe is like, we want to show that off. It's like the universe is approaching my pile 4s and it's saying, hey, you want to be a brand ambassador for like these universal cosmic powers? That's what they're saying to my pile 4s. They want to make you guys like a brand ambassador for universal energy. Like, you know how, like, what do they say in church? Just got a testimony to give. You know what I'm saying? That's y'all pile 4. Like, the universe is like, we want your story out there. Like, the universe wants your story out there, because y'all keep getting this idea of like celebration, community, collective power. There's power in the collective. There's power in numbers. So this is numbers coming towards you guys, whether you guys have had to walk a lot of 2022 alone or not. There's even more people coming. Okay, let's see. The ritual that we got for you is balance. Beautiful. So we have here balance. Underneath the deck, we have focus. So balance here says purpose when the scales of life have shifted, when chaos seems to reign. Supreme, when balance is needed within and without, reach for this card. History and lore says contained within the Egyptian Book of the Dead, the weighing of the heart judgment ceremony was performed before the chief god of the afterlife, Osiris. Some people call him Osar, some people call him Wazir, but the Egyptians believed that a place in the afterlife would be granted based on a person's actions during their lifetime. Do you guys hear what they're talking about? They're literally talking about the weighing of the heart ceremony, okay, where the heart would be weighed against the feather of truth, Ma'at. I actually talked about that weighing of the heart ceremony in another pile. I don't remember which pile that was. Like I said, for those of you in my pile 4s, y'all may have been attracted to some other pile. I don't remember which pile I was just talking about this in. But anyways, the weighing of the heart ceremony was all about weighing somebody's, not crimes, but it was all about weighing somebody's actions that they performed when they were alive. So they would take the heart and be like, where was your heart? Where were your intentions? Were they pure, or, was there an agenda here? And they would weigh basically the intentions of that soul against their heart, which represented their intentions. And again, what is another thing that also does that? Justice. What comes after justice? The hangman. Like I kept saying, you guys felt like you were incorrectly blamed for something, or like you had to pay for something that you didn't do. And so it's crazy that they're talking about the weighing of the heart ceremony, where it's all about weighing if somebody did something wrong in their life, or what they did right in their life. And so you guys may have felt like with this hangman in reverse situation, like I was blamed for something I didn't do, or I was like or this is like you guys saying, like, my heart is pure. I don't know why people, I did also say that some people may have, like, just them being them, just people being judgmental as hell. And yeah, with justice coming before the hangman card. Yeah, just I did mention earlier, looking at your tarot cards, that there could have been people that were just misjudging you. They were just thinking like, oh, you're a bad person, and so they were just treating you a certain type of way. And it's not because of anything that you did. You did not do anything to warrant the sentence that you were handed with the hangman in reverse. So it's crazy that the card balance came out, and it's talking about the weighing of the heart ceremony. It says here, the Egyptians believed that a place in the afterlife would be granted based on a person's actions during their lifetime, using a massive scale. A feather would be placed on one side of the scale and the deceased's heart on the other. The feather was a physical representation of truth, justice, and order, and is commonly associated with the goddess Ma'at. She's not a goddess, she's just a concept. And then it says, if the heart found balance within the feather, or with the feather, that signified that it was devoid of the heavy wrongdoings that would weigh it down, and the deceased was granted access to the fields of Hetep and Iaru, which is basically their version of heaven. And then it says here with the tools, didn't I say that you guys may be drawn to, I didn't mention, oh yeah, I didn't tell you which pile that was, because that pile also had all major arcana cards in that pile. That's the same exact pile that I was talking about, the weighing of the heart ceremony. And that's where I talked about it. So this is kind of confirmation for those of you that were also drawn to that pile. And I'm not going to mention that pile. I did mention that some of you may have been drawn to pile 3, the pile before this one. But I'm not going to mention the other pile that you guys may have also been drawn to. You're going to know if you were. Yeah, but anyways, it says here, tools, a representation of Ma'at can be a statue, a oracle card, a feather, or a scale, a white candle, a piece of paper, and writing utensil. The ritual instructions here says either your sacred space or a quiet space. You want to be relaxed and in a setting that cultivates peace and clarity. Light your candle and meditate on the flame. Form a clear picture in your mind of what areas and situations in your life you'd like to bring into balance. This is that hangman in reverse situation. Once your vision is clear, write it down. If you have gathered a feather and a scale, place the feather and your vision, each on opposing sides of the scales. Feel the physical representation of balance manifest within. Sit with this feeling for as long as you see fit. When finished, blow out the candle, giving thanks to Ma'at for her assistance and to yourself for your intentions. Setting the intention here says, with the utmost integrity, balance is restored to my life. By taking the higher ground, justice is peacefully served. justice is peacefully served. Justice, like I was talking about, justice comes before the Hangman card. Okay, yeah. Anyways, it says through right action and speech, truth will prevail. So those are my pile 4s that have been misjudged. You've been inappropriately judged. You have been nailed to a cross that you didn't deserve. Kind of like a Jesus situation. It's like Jesus didn't deserve to be nailed to a damn cross, but because people just, people are just being people, they were working through their fear, or not working through that, but they were moving through their fear-based self. People really feared Jesus because of the power that he has. Look at the card that we have for you. Magical powers here. You guys are the reason why pile 4, if you have been misjudged by a lot of people, it's because they can sense how much power you have. It's kind of like Scorpio energy. A lot of people fear Scorpio energy unless they have Scorpio energy in their own life, unless they're very comfortable with their own Scorpio energy, because we all have it to a certain degree. Kind of depends on if it's intercepted or not. Different topic for a different day. But anyways, a lot of people fear Scorpio energy because of how intense it is, because of how powerful it is. It's literally the sign of power. So for you guys, the reason why you get judged a lot, even though your heart and your intentions are pure, the reason why people don't give you a chance, the reason why people judge you before they even get to know you, is because they are simply intimidated by you, pile 4. Period. But yeah, you guys, like, there's a reason that you guys are judged like this, and it hurts. It hurts because you don't deserve it with Hangman in reverse. But the reason why is because of your powers. You're very powerful, and people just get intimidated by that. Let's get one final spell card for you. We have here Clarity Infusion. It says, I recommend, and then underneath the deck, we have Gypsy Love Herb Charm. Oh, underneath Clarity Infusion, we have Skin Preserving Potion. Okay, so it says Clarity Infusion says, I recommend growing a part of Hardy Sage so you can always clear energy and increase your psychic potential, like magical powers right here. Another useful herb is mint, which comes from the Latin mentha and literally means thought woven into a crown. It bestows brilliance. Exactly. You guys are brilliant, pile 4. People are threatened by that. They don't even need to be able to see your brilliance. But like I said, a lot of you guys have made some sort of comeback or bounce back or something like that, and people are freaked out as well as they are inspired, as well as they are in awe of it. People don't know whether to be like inspired by you, in awe of you. It's like their mouth is dropped, and at the same time they're threatened by it because they're like, yo, what are you that you were able to pull yourself out of that or turn things around like that? Like, what are you working with? People aren't going to know if like you are working with energies, the devil itself, God. Like, people are just going to be threatened by you because of what you're doing. And so much of this is going to be seen in November for some reason. But yeah, it says here, it bestows brilliance, artistic inspiration, and prophetic ability. So some of you guys, you have prophetic ability as well. You're able to see things. You're like a prophet, in other words. And then it says here, burned, it is especially potent. Just like the phoenix rising from the ashes and the fire. It says, here's a wonderfully simple tool for the awakening, for awakening the mind and attuning to the high powers. Okay, it says take dried mint stalks and dried sage in equal parts and roll together into a wand, bind with multicolored string, and before any ritual, tarot reading, or spell crafting, smudge your house with the wand by lighting the leafy end and passing the smoke around. This will purify your space, and this is an everyday spell. And then we also have your skin preserving potion. There's a reason many witches appear ageless. They take good care of their skin. Like I said, there's not going to be any wounds, visible wounds on you guys. So there's just something about you guys that's beautiful, or it's like people are going to think you've had a soft life, that you've lived a soft life this whole time. And it's like, if only they knew. But yeah, we have your skin preserving potion. There's a reason many witches appear ageless. They take good care of their skin and heighten the health of their complexion with a Venusian prescription for eternal youth. Combine these oils, 2 ounces of sweet almond, 2 drops of clary sage, 2 drops chamomile, 2 drops myrrh, 2 drops rosemary, 2 drops geranium. Before you anoint your skin each night, utter the spell, Goddess of love, Goddess of light, hear this prayer. Your youth and beauty eternal, please share. So mote it be. Rub the potion on your face and rinse off for healthy skin and a radiant glow. This is a healing spell. And then we have Gypsy Love Herb Charm, a love spell. It says, many a gypsy woman has enjoyed the fruits of long-lasting love by reciting the following charm while mixing rye and pimento in a dish shared with the object of affection. While stirring these amorous foods, declaim, rye of earth, pimento of fire, eaten surely lights desire, serve to he whose love I crave, and his heart I will enslave. So you guys are just working with literal power in the month of November, or literal power is working with you under the scorpionic season energy and the month of November. But pile 4, this is all that I'm seeing for you guys. I've talked your head off enough. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, please stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. Pile 5, welcome to your reading. So we are starting off with your tarot cards, and I'm going to be pulling additional oracle cards on camera to see what spell is November doing over your life with this scorpionic energy, this eclipse season, all this magic that's happening. Well, we're under Scorpio season in tropical timing, but it's going to be a little bit different. I will also be pulling, did I mention, some oracle cards after looking into your tarot cards, just to see what it is that your spiritual team wants to say to you about this November and the magical energy that you're working under and the spell that is currently reaching out to you, which we'll shuffle for a bit later. So let's get started with your tarot cards here. Very first card for you that we have is the High Priestess. Then we have the Two of Swords. The Nine of Cups. The Five of Swords. I love these images. And then we have the Ten of Swords. Ooh. So it's interesting for you, pile 5. The other morning I woke up to like a crow right outside my window cawing, just doing his thing, which is not normal because where I live is kind of like high up and I just don't get a lot of like nature where I live anymore, which is something that I miss a lot from where I moved from, because I used to be like Snow White, just surrounded by nature everywhere, and now it's like, it's so sad. But crows are a main spirit guide for me personally. And when I first started like my spiritual or my conscious journey, I'll call it, they were like the first energy to show up in my life, that and the dragonfly. But crows have always been mystical, magical, transformative, and a source of wisdom for me personally. And for you and for your pile, I like really felt the energy of the crow again. And I'm telling you this for those of you that feel close to crows or ravens, maybe serpents, black snakes. You may have a strong interest, affiliation or energy to Hermes, Mercury energy, Jehudi, aka Thoth, the Emerald Tablets, the Hermetic Texts, the Book of Enoch. I actually just saw the name Enoch. So maybe Enoch is a significant name for you. Maybe you guys were just reading the Book of Enoch or something like that. Books that didn't make it into the biblical canon. You guys may be reading something like the Gospel of Judas, for instance. Stuff like that you guys may be very drawn to right now. You may have come across it or be reading things like that. You're my intellectual pile here is what I'm feeling. So you guys may also be working with some sort of like moon, lunar energy, water magic may be significant to some of you right now. Some of you in this pile had a dream of some sort of sentient being recently, and they were describing or explaining a lot of spiritual concepts to you that you have been in the process of discovering and uncovering. It could have been an ancestor as well, divulging spiritual information to you. I just heard the word shaman as well, so take that if it resonates in some way for you. Some of you in this pile, you just had a very significant experience during Samhain or October 31st, Halloween, when the veil is, apparently, allegedly the thinnest. So, but yeah, I'm not shocked to see the High Priestess for you here kicking off your reading. I knew early on there would be a 5th pile for this reading. And when I sat down to get into your pile, I instantly, again, just felt that crow energy heavy, which is Spirit's way of communicating to me the specific energy that I'm tapping into in your reading, because it's all about what crows symbolize to me, right? So it's just how our subconscious and intuition works is, 2 different people can have a dream of a snake and it's going to mean something entirely different for both of those people. It could mean something entirely different for both of those people, because snakes will communicate something different for everyone. And that goes with every sort of symbol in our life. They carry different energies, different entities along with them, depending on the person. So your energy is extremely magical, but this is old magic, though, that you are discovering, tapping into, or performing, pile 5, during this month of November. This is not modern day magic or modern day suggestions on like manifest like this or write it down 1,200 times or do spell work or anything like that. Like what you are doing or learning and the spell that November is performing in your life this month simply cannot be taught. Very few souls can relate to your spiritual journey because it's very, very deep and intrinsic, and it simply cannot be taught. It can only be rediscovered by a soul or a person that has already been exposed to this level of spirituality. And there are levels to the spiritual journey or path. Like for some people, they get into spirituality to learn the art of attraction or how to manifest money or a certain lifestyle or an aesthetic. Maybe that's why they get into spirituality, because of the lifestyle and the aesthetic that it grants them. Some get involved in spirituality for love. Some are searching for peace and healing or maybe answers and clarity. Others get into it because it's just a deep calling that they don't understand. It's a fated expedition. There's no one reason as to why some people get into spirituality. It's just a strange calling. Their soul just feels pulled towards it like a magnet. And that is you this month, pile 5, with this High Priestess, and then the Two of Swords coming in right after. High Priestess is the major arcana card 2, which means that she rules the minor arcana card 2s in tarot, like the Two of Swords, Two of Wands, Two of Pentacles, Two of Cups. And you are not supposed to logically explain your way out of something this month, pile 5, but instead follow the question marks. It's very specific for you. So there's a trail or path that you were meant to connect to this month and to follow, and you will know the steps because they won't be clear with the Two of Swords right here. So follow the question marks without taking on the responsibility of answering them. And this is what you'll end up coming into and finding is this Nine of Cups right here, which is this, it's like this, an inner understanding. So what do people call that? What do they call it? An inner standing, right? Yeah, that's what some of you guys are coming into or really experiencing on this deep level. This is like a deep fulfillment with this Nine of Cups right here. A deep fulfillment, some sort of spiritual experience, or a handful of significant spiritual incidents and encounters that are coming from an intense trial or a test that my pile 5s have been embroiled in. That's what's happening in the month of November. So if you know anything about progress charts as well, look at your progress sun as well as your progress moon chart. This feels like the end of a Saturn return. So you could be exiting your Saturn return. Your progress moon may be moving into an entirely new sign or a new house. Your progress sun could have just moved into a new sign or a new house. And if you are experiencing a Saturn return, one way to know that without knowing your chart is if you're around 30 years old, then that is definitely happening. But if not, then this is the end of a very long spiritual trial. Okay, so pile 5, I'm also only going to say this to you because it's here. All right, only going to say this to you, so don't tell any other pile. But all of 2022, for me personally, I could not find the words to describe it. I knew something serious was going on, but I couldn't put it into words, I guess you could say. All of 2022 has been, I don't have the word for it, but I realized during the partial solar eclipse in Scorpio that happened October 25th, about a week ago, that the entire year for me has been an initiation process. I didn't know it until it was over. So sometimes as multidimensional beings and entities, we go through processes that we can't describe or put into words. It's kind of like when you're growing up, and like, for instance, when a kid starts losing their teeth because their baby teeth are falling out, it's not necessarily like a switch that somebody turned on and said, okay, now your baby teeth are going to fall out. No, it's just that they're grown teeth have been growing in this whole time and it's pushing out the baby teeth. This is what's happening or what's been happening to you guys on a spiritual level all throughout 2022. And I'm only saying this to you guys because, again, sometimes as multidimensional beings, we go through these experiences or these chapters that we can't describe or put into words. Just like a kid can't describe why their baby teeth are falling out. Is just something that happens. It's like a rite of passage, right? And this is a process that a lot of my pile fives could not explain throughout this year, especially with the Two of Swords being here, the Five of Swords and the Ten of Swords. And we know what it feels like, right? But we can't describe it because only our soul has complete understanding. So for some of you, maybe your North Node is in Taurus or either Scorpio. I'm a Taurus sun. So with the North Node in tropical timing anyways, moving into Taurus, no wonder why. It's such like a spiritual process I've been under in 20. I knew something was going on. I didn't really understand it, and it's something that I'm still working to break down. Sometimes you can't describe what you're going through because only the soul has complete understanding of it. Just like only that little kid's parents have complete understanding of why their kids' baby teeth are falling out. So for the kid, it might be like, the hell is going on, and the parent gets it, but it's just something that the kid has to grow through. And this is something that you guys have been going through. So pile 5, you're either at the tail end of this initiation process or you are coming out of it entirely in November, and it is going to completely upend the way that you look at life with the Five of Swords and Ten of Swords over here. These two cards are talking about the areas in which you have felt like you are at odds with life itself or even your own existence. Some of you could have been in and out of some sort of depression over this past year. This is talking about where you have felt powerless, defenseless, or like a victim to life with the Two of Swords, Five of Swords, and the Ten of Swords right here. And what you have done or will end up doing in November is completely surrendering to that in some way. Ten of Swords is total surrender. My pile 5, so many of you are surrendering pain, regret, shame, hate, grudges, fighting, hostility, resentment, animosity, bitterness, contempt, the past, maybe even betrayal. You are giving it up to God or the universe or your higher self. I just saw a vision here, very specific, where somebody in this pile unblocked somebody recently. y'all recently may have unblocked somebody that was totally in their they were totally in their Five of Swords energy. And you unblock them because you're free of them, and however they made you feel with this Ten of Swords right here, it's like they are so much smaller than whatever process you guys have been under. You guys, my pile 5s, realize like whatever you've been going through, you guys came to some sort of realization, or you're coming to the realization in November, whatever it is that I've been going through, it's not physical, it's spiritual. You guys come into this realization, it's totally spiritual. It's all energy. And I also just saw a quick flash where some of you may have had a dream of blood. It's something about red being really, really significant. That could be more symbolic of like your root chakra, maybe, that you're starting to stabilize again this month, because you're surrendering this concept or idea of struggle, the struggle to find happiness, the struggle to be embraced by your own people, your own community, your own family, the struggle to have peace in your life, the struggle to feel balanced and stable, the struggle to understand, the struggle to survive, the struggle to be happy. So you're leaving this Ten of Swords behind, and this is a beautiful liberating spell that November is doing over your life. So many of these messages have been about really leaving some shit behind. I mean, this is how you can tell we are in the thick of this Scorpio energy and eclipse season, which is happening during the season of Scorpio, which is just wild because we're about to have this total lunar eclipse in Taurus, which is the opposing sign to Scorpio. So yeah, this is how you can tell, because literally almost every pile is just talking about you finally reached it, you're finally past this, you can finally put it behind you. It's all been like different scenarios of what's being put in the past or left in the past, but definitely leaving stuff in the past, finally being freed of it, is like, oh my God, this message keeps coming up again and again and again and again and again. So yeah, there's this beautiful like liberating spell that November is doing over your life. In pile 5, this is like pretty much alchemy or a transmutation that you've been in the process of for a long time, and it is completing this month in November. So Taurus and Scorpio energy may be very heavy in your own natal chart. You may have a lot of transits happening in your 2nd or your 8th houses. That may be where the eclipses are happening for you. Your progressed moon could have just moved into Taurus or Scorpio, something like that, or your progressed sun as well as the eclipse is maybe happening on the axis that rules your ascendant and descendant angle, or your 6th and your 12th house, maybe even your 4th and your 10th house, which would be which would rule the Imkoli as well as your midheaven too. So yeah, that could be happening for you guys. Let's see. Let's start getting some oracle cards for you, pile 5. Okay, so we've got friendship that came out. What is this? And we've got psychic protection. Exactly. Psychic protection. And look at all of these swords cards that you have. And the swords really rules the mind. And so underneath the deck, because it was split when these flipped over, we have sensuality and energy. Okay, so yeah, some of you guys, you definitely have Scorpio energy, because I did sound messages on Patreon for each of the 12 signs, and Scorpio pulled the energy card, and it was like such a transformative time that Scorpio was under when it came to their baseline like energy. It was changing like crazy. But anyways, psychic protection here says, around me now a shield of gold, protecting me strong and bold. You guys have a lot of psychic angelic protection around you. Your ancestors, your guides, your angels have been protecting you like crazy throughout this process. Like I said, a lot of you guys are going through some sort of an initiation process here, and you're going to become aware of that in November. And it's going to be the sense of like, oh my God, it's spiritual, everything that I've been going through. It's going to be something that I can't even communicate it to you guys. It may be hitting you a little bit listening to this message, but this is going to be something that like your spirit communicates to you in a way where you can't put it into words. It's just going to be like a moment of, was it understanding? Okay, it's going to be a high priestess moment for you where you can't put that into words. So some of you guys, you may have been drawn to pile 1 in this reading. I mentioned in pile 1 had the Hierophant. And I was talking about the relation between the High Priestess and the Hierophant, how the High Priestess is kind of like a spiritual experience. It's very difficult to put into words. And the Hierophant is when someone tries to take those experiences and put them into words. So, for example, the High Priestess could be like an out-of-body experience, or like an NDE, like a near-death experience. And a lot of people, it's very difficult for them to describe what they went through, or what they felt, or what they saw, what they heard, what they experienced. But people try to put it into words, and that would be more so of that Hierophant energy, where people try to put it into some sort of maybe a work of art, or maybe literature. They try to write it, they try to communicate it in some way, shape, or form as this like physical human medium. And then we also have here for you friendship. Bring to me friendship true, sharing laughter, understanding too. So some of you guys, that's something that you're also manifesting with this 9 of Cups right here, is a true friendship. It's a true friendship that you won't need protection from. It's a true friendship that won't make you doubt or second guess yourself with all of these swords cards down here. Some of you guys, you went through a lot of doubting yourself, second guessing yourself, not believing in yourself because of possibly the people that were around you, maybe even their own self-talk, the way that they talk about themselves, the way they talk about other people. Maybe it was the way that they talk to you, with you having 3 swords cards here. This is all about communication. What is being communicated to you? So what is being communicated to you in the physical as well as in the spiritual realm? So some of you guys, you were communicating possibly with people around you. They just didn't have very good self-talk, and it could have been something else that really kind of weighed on you, because some of you guys, you were kind of going in and out of some sort of depression possibly in the year of 2022. And that is something that it kind of lifts off of you in November, because you guys realize how spiritual of a process all this has been. And it just brings you this sense of like peace. Some of you as well, you're going to learn a different way to protect yourself psychically or spiritually. You guys are going to learn a different way to protect yourself. The 2 cards that came out for you, we have here compassion, these are 2 cards. Then we also have here talent, and prosperity is also coming in for you guys. So if you guys were worried about any sort of talents maybe that you have, this could have been another thing that was really feeding into the doubts that you had about yourself was if you were good at what it is that you do. But there is a sense of talent or magic hitting something that you're talented in the month of November. So you guys may gain some sense of confidence, possibly with a certain talent or a skill of yours in the month of November. So this is another piece of like magic happening to you in November, or transformation. Then we also have here prosperity. See how there's just money raining down on her? This also looks like really good luck or good fortune to me. So there could be some really good luck that's hitting you guys in the month of November as well. And it could have to do with this talent. You guys finally emerging in a sense and maybe sharing your talent, or embracing your talents. And then we have here, and you guys may discover too that you have some sort of talent when it comes to being a psychic, or being spiritually talented, spiritually gifted. And then we also have here compassion. So this is a expansion possibly of even your heart chakra, or an expansion of your ability to connect with people in a deep way when it comes to your friendships. Maybe you guys didn't have a lot of compassion for the people in your life, or maybe people in your life didn't have a lot of compassion for you, especially if you were going through this 2 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 10 of Swords sort of energy. It may have been very difficult for you guys to have compassion, to extend your compassion outside of yourself, especially if you guys were going through this 5 of Swords, 10 of Swords, 2 of Swords internally. And when you're having that type of internal experience, it can be difficult to have compassion for your own self, let alone someone else. So this may be why friendship is coming into you guys' life. It could even be prosperity coming to you guys in the form of friendship, where it's like you feel rich when it comes to your relationships. You feel rich when it comes to your friends. You feel like you have a really really good people, friends around you, trustworthy people and friends around you that, you don't have to really worry about. So that could have been something that you guys were experiencing. Underneath the deck here, we have grieving. Yeah, exactly. And it was in reverse. So again, for November, magic is being worked. The spell that November is putting over your life is touching this grieving that you guys have been dealing with, especially with this 10 of Swords and this 5 of Swords right here. And this may have been something that you guys couldn't put into words. Maybe this was something that you guys couldn't explain. Like I did mention that earlier, just looking at your tarot cards. A lot of my pile fives have gone through something this year of 2022 where it's like you went through something and you felt alone because maybe people around you couldn't relate to what you were going through. And it's like there's also like this lump in your throat chakra area. So it was like, I don't know if you guys just had a hard time relating to people all throughout 2022, but it's just like you try to explain what's going on and you can't. And I get that. I get that a lot because like I said, it was the craziest realization that I had around this partial solar eclipse, where it just hit me. And it hit me in a way where like I had full body goosebumps. And that's how I knew, like, oh shit. And I literally went to go pull a card from an oracle deck because I was like, let me just make sure. Literally the card that flipped over was initiation. I could have went through the floor. And I was like, but I mean, I already knew, intuitively. That was just my hard-headed ass wanting some confirmation. That was just me being a human. That was me 5 of Swording myself. Like, nah, let me just check. That was me 2 of Swords and 5 of Swording myself. And see what other cards we get for you. We have here Songbirds, Hexbreaker. You're breaking this. So this may have felt like a hex for y'all. 2 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 10 of Swords may have felt like a hex. And this is why this 9 of Cups is in the center right here. And this says Songbirds, Hexbreaker, Sound Healing, Final Goodbye, Release. This is what I'm saying you guys are going to feel in November. It's just going to feel like, oh my God, this whole thing has been spiritual. And it's like it just releases you from this initiation process. It releases you. And final goodbye, this is a final goodbye from this process, this 2 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 10 of Swords energy that you guys have been kind of like cycling through. And as you couldn't break yourself out of it, you finally do. Hexbreaker. Beautiful. Final goodbye, sound healing. Some of you guys have been using sound, or you will be using sound in the month of November for some deep healing. Underneath the deck here, we have Earth Mother, Psychic Recharge, just like Psychic Protection, Ground Healer, Mentor, and Layers. So some of you guys, like I mentioned earlier, you were meant to kind of take the spiritual knowledge that you're gaining in some way. This initiation process is you're going through an initiation, okay? And this was something that I realized, but whatever it was that I was about to share with other people, I had to go through the process first because I had to understand it for myself. It wasn't something that I could open up as conversation or dialogue with other people without me going through it myself. One thing that it really did end up doing for me, though, was opening me up in so many ways, opening up my heart chakra in so many ways. Like, I felt like there's certain experiences that I've never been through that I felt like after this initiation process, I know what it feels like to have gone through that, even though I've never been through that thing. So when you're going through an initiation process spiritually, it's like you are feeling emotions that aren't yours, or you could be going through and cycling through experiences that may have never necessarily happened to you. But this is the universe's and spirit's way of really blasting open that heart chakra space and really expanding our ability to have compassion. And so this is something here where it says mentor right here, ground healer, psychic recharge. You guys went through this initiation process, possibly to become your own healer, possibly to become a healer to other people with grounded healer right here, possibly to become a mentor to other people with mentor, and as well too to cycle through or to travel through your own layers, because it says layers right here. And you guys, do we have I'm freaking out because I just noticed this. There's a crow in your card. There's a crow on the backs of all these cards, but on the front there's a crow. That's not on every card in this deck. There's a crow. Like I said, I'd open up your reading talking about, I just felt strong crow energy. So some of you guys, the crow is also your spirit animal. It's one of your spirit animals. Let's get some other cards for you guys. I cannot believe I forgot to shuffle this deck for pile one. Oh man. Okay, let's get some. All right. That was messy, but it knew what it was doing. Okay, so we have here scrying intuition. And then we have dawn, the light after the darkness. This right here. It's over. It's over. It's over. You guys don't have to, you guys definitely don't have to, you guys don't have to go through this process anymore. The process is complete. It's completing in November for sure. Yeah, underneath dawn was death. The eternal cycle begins here. Yeah, you guys don't have to. This process is over for sure in the month of November, and there's going to be like a dawn rising after all of this. And then the card scrying right here. I think I did mention in your pile that some of you guys may be using water scrying. Did I say that for your pile? I can't remember. They're all fusing together. Oh my God. It's like almost midnight when I'm filming this because I just wanted to film this for you guys. And yeah, so I can't remember if I mentioned that for you, but if so, yeah, scrying right here, scrying intuition. And another card that represents intuition showed up in your pile, the High Priestess. But the card that came out for you is receptivity. Underneath the deck, we have here calm. So there's more calm coming into your life. That's another piece of magic entering into your life in the month of November. Pile 5 is calm, as well as receptivity. So you guys are about to start receiving. We do have the 9 of Cups right here, the card of manifestation. So you guys are about to start receiving prosperity, compassion, talent, experiences where you feel like you've broken some sort of hex, or you've broken out of some sort of cycle, or you've broken out of some sort of karma or karmic loop here. You're breaking out of that. It's a final goodbye and a release here. So that could be what also you guys are receiving in your energy in a sort of like kind of magical way or in a spell working way. So yeah, this is a psychic recharge that you guys are really going through. And so here receptivity says purpose. When all abundance seems blocked and your physical and spiritual pockets empty, call upon this card to once again experience the overflowing generosity of the universe. History and lore here says our sense of worthiness comes from the health of our root chakra. I mentioned the root chakra. I told you guys I was seeing red. Okay, so that was your root chakra trying to come through then for it to be mentioned in this card. But yeah, it says the root chakra is located at the base of our spine. The first chakra in our energetic centers of power holds within it our sense of security and safety. self-esteem, our ability to survive, and our grounded belief that we are worthy of walking upon this earth, just like it says grounded healer in this Earth Mother card. And then it says here tools. Nature's gifts are fresh and fallen leaves, tree bark, earth and roots. Seasonal bounty, rich soil, fresh air, raw earth. Clad yourself in earth tones, reds, browns, oranges, greens. Hold in your hand a small elephant talisman, sculpture, or image. This ancient power animal is one of the most potent symbols of earth and abundance. And then ritual instructions here says, remove your shoes and walk the land. Reconnect with the primal energy and sheer power of Gaia. Ground yourself into the inherent knowing that you are meant to be here. You are meant to thrive here. Yeah, like I mentioned earlier with your tarot reading, some of you guys may have been struggling with your feeling of like existing, like, do I even belong here? There's a struggle here, and that could have come from depression if some of you guys experienced depression this year. And so it says right here, you are meant to be here. You are meant to thrive here. Feel the power and energy of the talisman you hold in your hand. Take into yourself the essence and regality of the elephant and allow it to surge through you all the way to your feet, and then on down through the supple soil. Know your worth, feel how supported you are, open your heart, and allow the wisdom, love, and abundance of the earth to flow through you. Setting the intention here says, I am open and willing to receive. I am safe and secure. I am deserving of the bounty of the earth. The universe is generous, and I am a worthy recipient of this generosity. And then I want to find a spell for you guys. So that was a ritual for you guys. A ritual that's reaching out for you is one of receptivity. And then a couple of spells that's reaching out for you guys. Okay, I'm going to read these three that fell upright because a lot of cards fell out, but I'm going to read the ones that fell out upright. We have a sweeping change spell, a Ruby Tuesday, blissful bed blessing, and then what was underneath the deck for you is astrological herbology. What is your power flower? And this says here, potpourri was a medieval tradition revived by the Victorians who use the symbolic meanings and powers of flowers. Grow them in your kitchen garden or buy cut flowers, dry them, then place them in a pretty container. Choose flowers that you are drawn to or that connect with your personal energy or astrological sign. And then we have Ruby Tuesdays. It says, if you want to jumpstart your life and bring about positive change, tap into the power of the rose-colored and red stones. Stones of this color spectrum contain life's energy. Yeah, because I saw red for you guys. And so we have here, they're saying tap into the power of rose-colored and red stones. Stones of this color spectrum contain life's energy and can help you become more motivated, energetic, and vibrant. So that's another spell that's coming into you guys' life, is more vitality, more energy. That's why I saw the color red, or I thought that some of you maybe had a dream of blood, or just because it was just a very bright vision of red and it looked like blood. So this could just be another way of saying that like energy is coming back to you. So especially if you guys have been going through depression, or if you've been suffering from low energy levels all year, that is coming back like with a lot of power. Okay. But it says here, yes, wear this list of rosy and red stones or place them on your desk and throughout your home for an instant boost. Alexandrite, carnelian, garnet, red coral, red jasper, rhyolite, rose jasper, and ruby. The power of these rose and red crystals and gems is greatly amplified if you wear them on a Tuesday. Then we have sweeping change spell, and this says here, oh my god, there's a card under blissful bed blessing too. Was it sweet dream spell? Okay, but yeah, sweeping change spell here says, say this chant aloud as you harness the power of your magical broom. Sweep out all the bad, sweep out all ill. Where I do, the ladies will. Besom, besom, ladies broom. Sweep out darkness, sweep out doom. Okay, so for this to talk about sweeping change spell, like actually sweeping or physically like doing some sort of motion to get certain like maybe like heavy energies off of you or out of your home, out of your space, because we do have the 2 of swords, 5 of swords, 10 of swords. These are pretty heavy energies, especially mentally. So some of you guys during the month of November, you may be very focused on cleansing, especially we have the card psychic protection right here. So some of you guys are, and then grounded healer, psychic recharge. We also have ground healing, hex breaker, final goodbye and release, scrying intuition, dawn, the light after the darkness. These are very heavy energies that you guys are kind of sweeping out of your life or getting rid of. So you guys maybe use sage or Palo Santo, something like that. If you know where it's sourced from, use something like that to maybe cleanse your home or smudge. You can use incense. You can use, like it said, just using the sweeping motion of the broom and actually just focusing or imagining and envisioning that you are getting rid of really heavy energy, because that may be something that you guys need to do within your home or something like that, and especially around your bed too, with the blissful bed blessing right here. But it says in a red cup, again with red. No wonder why I kept seeing red for you. And this is a house spell. And this says, in a red cup, mix a half teaspoon of jasmine oil and a half teaspoon of rose oil with a cotton ball. Touch it to your clean cotton sheets 7 times from where you rest your head to your feet, once for each chakra point. Then say aloud, in this bed I show my love, in this bed I share my body, in this bed I give my heart, in this bed we are as one. Here my happiness lies as I give and live in total joy. Blessed be to me and thee. Now lie down and roll around in the bed. After all, that is what it is for. So this is even being able to reconnect to your sacred spaces, where they feel sacred once more, where they feel safe, where they feel blessed. So that's another thing that you guys may be focusing on in the month of November. But if not, this is something that November is going to be working its magic on, is in the places where it's like you should feel safe, you should feel comfortable, you should feel protected, you should feel like when you're with your friends, you're actually with your friends, when you're in your home, that you're actually safe. This is about not being tormented anymore in places and spaces where you're supposed to feel safe, like what the 2 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 10 of Swords is talking about, and instead finding a space of peace, like what your 9 of Cups is detailing right here, and with dawn, the light after the darkness right here. But pile 5, this is all that I'm seeing for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, and amazing spirit for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, you guys.